Hello, everyone, and welcome to another part of our journey. We're getting close to the end now.
Yeah, it's Mount Doom, man.
Through the
how
Lord
much
of the Rings
closer can you get?
TCG. Well timed. We've been watching the Rings of Power. Won't go into that topic.
Why not, though? I mean, what else are we going to do? This is a dedicated audience. This is episode 18 or whatever, 19, 16.
I will go into it. A lot of people love this last episode. Steven hasn't seen it. I won't spoil anything.
You're talking about Rings of Power?
Yeah. Episode 6 of season 1. Mm-hmm. And my general feeling on the entire season so far is it's fine.
Like a 6 out of 10?
Yeah. 6.5.
It seems like it's a well-produced but poorly thought-out thing. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
It looks pretty, I'm sure, right?
It looks great.
I haven't seen anything, right? So it looks pretty.
Great.
The effects are good.
I will say alongside...
Costumes?
Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, Season 1. House of the Dragon? I don't know. Alongside Andor, Season 1.
Yeah.
Which Star Wars shows have not been
good.
The greatest. Some of them, I really love Mandalorian, personally. Even as it can get weird.
Sure.
And it can be whatever. But Andor and those two other shows, it just feels so hollow and light. And Andor actually does a great job. I've only seen the first episode. Why?
I thought you were pulling something out from under your chair.
It was like
you got a surprise?
Anyways, it does a good job of feeling weighty, like real. And
what's happening matters. Characters are real.
You want to care or interested in the characters. Mm-hmm. And there is a general interest in some of the characters, and it is like the last episode, it kind of gets better. But it just feels light. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to explain it.
Is the problem with so much of these that they try to have too much? They basically go wide instead of deep. Are they trying to get like the splash of this character that character and they're trying to get it all, because the writers think that's what's exciting about it is like, oh, it's Galadriel, rather than like Andor I think does this really well. There's one character who has a tremendously good hook up front as to why you might now be interested in his life. And then you get more characters along the way, but it's all still under the lens of a singular person and their struggle and like what's going on and how these characters relate are because of the frame of the main character. It's not like now we're going to go see what this person's doing and then we're going to go look at what this person's doing.
I think it's tough. And Andor does a good job because Cassian was in Rogue One, a well-loved Star Wars film.
Yeah.
And
nowadays especially.
Yeah. And it would be really easy as an example to be like, oh, it's Cassian. Like, big moment. It's like... And one character I am very excited to be introduced to the show and will be happy to have around is K2SO. Mm-hmm. But it would be very easy to be like, oh, everyone knows who K2SO is. Yeah. Everyone's going to be excited to see him. Like, how do they meet?
Yeah.
How does that happen? Mm-hmm. But if you just cash in on that without actually making it matter or diving into why that's interesting and create an actual character, it's just like, oh, K2SO. So I feel like this is what happened in the Obi-Wan show. Which I enjoyed enough, but like, it's like Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
We're excited just to have him on screen. Vader. Oh, man, it's going to be crazy. It's Vader. So with the Rings of Power, it feels like, Galadriel. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows who Galadriel is. Like, let's watch her be awesome. And she does some really cool stuff. Same with Elrond and like characters that we know. And it's like, oh, I don't want to go too far. It's like, who is who? Mm-hmm. Right? Does this person matter? Where are they at in the lore? And like, instead of actually creating a character, in like as an example, in Galadriel, that you just care about, and then I don't know, it's a challenge to like write a character that people already know and love in its own fashion. You know what I mean? Like Cassian is doing it. By the way,
I guess, man, I could see it being really. Hello, everybody. By the way, I could see it being really difficult. How do you write a character that somebody cares about? Versus how do you write Galadriel? Like there's already, I think you come in with a lot of expectations and assumptions about who this character is and what they're about, that you're trying to deliver on expectations rather than kind of like craft them. Mm-hmm. With Cassian, I think you have more room to play, or you just took more room to play. You basically said, hey, Cassian, like when I say Cassian, like you don't have, I think, as distilled an impression and excitement about this character as like Obi-Wan or Darth Vader.
100%.
And so the pressure isn't necessarily, I've got to make something that the fans think is Cassian.
Yeah.
It's more of just like, this is a bit more of a blank slate for me, and I can really kind of put personality that people care about into this character, regardless of where it needs to end up.
It comes back to that Jon Favreau quote that I love, which is trying to write Star Wars, trying to be inspired by the things that inspired Star Wars and not be inspired by Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I think it's exactly it, which is when you're trying to write a character to meet expectations versus it, even with Galadriel, we have her in Lord of the Rings movies and the books and stuff, and we have references, but we don't really, in that story, get to see her in the earlier ages of time. So no matter what people have said about her or what the legend says, one of the cool things to me is that doesn't mean that's what actually happened.
Yeah, sure.
So you can start from scratch, and ultimately whatever she's doing now has to create the stories and the legends about her later.
Yeah.
But just like in real life, like those things adapt and change based on cultural evolutions and just stories getting told and slowly getting bigger
the fish
over
gets
time.
bigger, effectively.
You know? Yeah, it's like, I caught a 2-pound fish. Eventually it's a 40-pound fish.
Yeah, totally. And I think I get this sense from like Star Wars and what you're saying about Lord of the Rings, that there's this, I guess it feels like there's a desire to cash in on all of these expectations as quickly and as kind of flashily as possible, rather than just telling a compelling story where they might organically come up. You want to hit all of them. Here's the check marks. We expect Galadriel's got to do this, this, and this, and this. And it's kind of a shuffling from place to place to hit those check marks instead of actually spending time building stakes into any one of them and why they become like a really important part of the lore.
I know I talk about it a lot, but Rise of Skywalker, the final film in the Skywalker saga, one of my early recognitions and complaints about the film is it feels like there was a checklist of all the things we have to do before this saga is over. And then it felt like a movie that was written to hit those checkpoints.
Yeah.
Not...
tie up all these loose ends.
Yeah, like, in my mind, writers have different processes, but if you know how you want something to conclude, I think that's an important thing to have in mind when you're writing something, where it's going, generally.
Do you think that's why Game of Thrones suffered so much, too? Do you think Martin actually knows where it's going in the very, very end, or is it still an open-ended question to him?
I would assume, based on what happened, that even the showrunners, David and Dan, knew where it's supposed to go. They just didn't know how they were going to, like, how George was going to get there. I don't think George knows how George is going to get there. To be
Still
honest,
doesn't.
It's part of the problem. And then they were left with solving the problem. Because when they're just adapting the well-written material, they were doing a really good job of it. And then once they have to start filling in those spots, all of a sudden it's like, I have no idea how to get there. But if you get there and you have good characters, it's what's crazy about Thrones. If you know where you're going, and you have good characters,
with intentions,
and a logical, albeit unrealistic world, you should be able to sit down and just write, and you can organically get there in the end. But like with Rise of Skywalker, it's like, here we are, we gotta hit this, and before we're done, it's like, well, made it.
Right. That was kind of the did we hit all the checkpoints? Yes. All right. Well, we've made a good movie.
Yeah. So I sort of feel like in Rings of Power, and it's tough. I know there are weird rights things about what they have rights to. I think they have rights to Lord of the Rings, which references a lot of the things that were happening, but they don't have technically the rights to this. What's the book called?
Silmarillion. Really?
So it's based on that time frame, but they don't have that book. They have all the things in Lord of the Rings that reference that time period.
Fascinating.
Which is, I don't even get how you... It's a whole complex thing. And then also, it's a big task to write this thing. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like people aren't trying. It just feels hollow.
Yeah.
Is my big... regardless of why.
You know what? I mean, I think most of the time when that happens... We're about to dive into Mountain Doom, but I will unbox this box and open some cards, build some decks. Have you watched Better Call Saul at all?
I haven't.
Robert turned me on to it. And you don't have to watch Breaking Bad or care at all about Breaking Bad.
I've heard it's excellent.
But you think about, like, why is that show excellent? It seems really like Doubt as a movie is so excellent. It's like, there's only like 3 or 4 characters really in that entire series. And everything that happens, it's like you might get 3 or 4 scenes in the entire episode. And the whole scene might just be a conversation with this random person. Or just a kind of a side character or whatever. But like, it provides so much depth to that character's philosophy, like driving motivations, and it doesn't hit you in the face with them. It gives you oh, what does this character think about, this kid who just scammed an old lady? And now it's a 10-minute conversation where that kid's saying, well, here's why I did it. And this character is basically saying, well, I agree you should have or shouldn't have done it. Here's why. And we start to establish like, oh, like here's how this character is seeing the world, functioning within it. And then as you build that perspective up, they throw scenarios at that character that you're like, oh no, this is a problem for this character for these reasons. But you actually have enough depth and time to feel like they get built out and up in like a solid from the bottom up way. And it just is so lacking in so much of this new kind of almost fan driven
Nostalgia
cinema,
regurgitation.
TV shows. Yeah, it's like we assume, you love the character, you know the character. Let's just throw stuff at this character rather than let's get to know the character better through all of these seemingly non-important interactions they're having, because you and I have non-important interactions so often
every
across
day,
all of our space. These streams being a great example. Yeah. But through these interactions, that's how people find out who they are and find out who other people are. Not in the sense of an immutable self, but just where they are right now maybe is a better way to put it.
And I don't want to discount the fact that writing is a craft and a skill, and it's very challenging to write well, like very well. A lot of people write, and there's very few people that are like top tier writers. And then on top of that, doing that with a major studio with a major IP in a form that is actually going to be translated into a multi-million-dollar production.
Yeah.
There's a lot there that goes into that, and there's a lot of work. Even with Thrones, that last season, which the writing was miserable, but everything else was great, right? Like it's a ton of work. So I hate that is how that ended for everyone involved in that project. But in this case, like I think the comparison for me between Andor and Rings of Power is really notable. Even the Game of Thrones show is similar. That's just not going to be for everyone's cup of tea because Thrones. But the thing about Andor that sticks out to me, there's certain rules that I appreciate about writing or film. One is showing, not telling. The interaction in the first episode between the two Imperial characters.
So yeah.
No one's saying, oh yeah, the manager's like just over it and lazy and tired of the system.
Right.
No one's saying the younger guy is like super uptight and follows the rules in like black and white. Like he doesn't go off screen. The old guy's like, he just needs to stop worrying about the rules.
Yeah, totally.
It's just showing you these characters do their thing, and they're fun to watch. But then also, I think the 3D chess of writing that kind of way is you create these in and of themselves. It seems like a pretty insignificant conversation between these two characters. You learn a lot about the characters, and you're not rushing. It's not big and exciting, but you do learn a lot about those two characters from their opening scene. And then finding some way to turn this conversation that seems innocuous into something that just adds a little bit onto your plot.
Yeah.
And it does. Like it is advancing the fact that I've only seen the first episode, so long way to go to see if it's actually good writing or not. But and I feel like in Lord of the Rings, a lot of times there's these big impressive scenes and these sets and these costumes and like this crazy commitment to everything. But then it's like the actors and the scenes don't have time to breathe.
Yeah, there's just so much exposition and all that stuff. I'm just like, and now we're going to go over here and do this thing. And everyone's like, yay. And then they just go do it. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. I would like to have had that in a 10-minute conversation so I could understand the stakes and your perspective and this person's perspective and the challenges. And
I think a really good example
person.
Robert brought up a couple of times about Rings of Power is like Elrond and the like really famous forging elf.
Oh yeah. With the ring, made the rings. Yeah. Celebrimbor. Celebrimbor, I think is right. Yeah.
But essentially, at some point, they go to Khazad-dûm, where the dwarves are, and he has even more critiques about it than I even originally thought. But like, you just don't even see them going hundreds of miles. But they do.
Doesn't it pull up a map and just like give them a little traily?
Yeah. They show up at the door though, and then they're like, "Hey, let us in," and they're having a conversation while they're kind of waiting. And a very basic example of that is like one scene that is like them traveling and like sitting by the fire, and then like it's like, oh, we had to like spend many nights having that same conversation.
Yes.
Or any conversation.
About
who they are, what's important. Yeah, what is that?
What are they thinking about?
That's what I mean by time to breathe.
Yeah.
It's like it very much feels like there's a lot to get done, and sometimes that happens in editing. And Rise of Skywalker, I felt like suffered from that too. Is like you're just showing me the next thing all the time, and you're never the connective tissue that makes it feel real and weighty and weird and like human isn't there. So it's like sterile. Over and over.
Yeah, you're just like you're just like seeing like a series of scenes.
Anyways,
speaking of Mountain Dew,
yeah,
let's open her up, shall we? I'll tell you one thing. We know a lot about Frodo and Sam because they talked a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
It wasn't that a good way to do it? And
they walked a lot. And they like ate and they were by the fire a lot.
Yeah, and then suddenly
they were in a pub.
We got to know them. Yeah, some would say, and it only took what 9 hours.
I very quickly was all like, obviously reading it, but like even watching it, I think you very quickly like the Hobbits.
Oh yeah,
and there's like this like appeal. It was like, man, I would love to live that life.
Yeah. And you know how you learn about it? There's a giant party scene 100%. Up front, and
his 111th
dancing
birthday.
around and merry, and you see the houses and
the fireworks and the wizard and
come on now, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he disappears. Like, what is happening? And you heard the intro of Galadriel. She's like, that one ring should have been forgotten, etc. Scary. Like, wait a second, he's got a ring. This is bad. Yeah. Anyways,
I'm gonna check out what the chat's saying too. A lot of good stuff. Great. I'm glad to.
Galactus saying more Limbus bread, please.
Here, have some packs.
This is hilarious. You're done making this. Oh, you mean a story versus an instruction booklet?
Yeah, totally.
This is a good way of saying it. Or Rings of Power. I feel like I'm reading an appendice.
Yeah.
Or like a Wikipedia entry about something, and I'm not reading the actual story.
You know how whenever you're literally just listening to somebody tell you a story, it can either be very bad or very good, and you can get the same information.
Yep.
Or like some people will tell a story, and I'm not a great storyteller whatsoever, but some people will tell a story that's like, and then this happened to me, and then that happened to me, and then this thing said that thing, and it was like, isn't that funny? Versus like somebody who really is like, okay, and then this person had, she walked in,
build the character, they set up the moment.
This giant like, blonde hair, and she had her sunglasses on, and she sauntered up to me. It's like, oh my god, like that's so much more interesting of a story. Yeah. Give me those details. You don't just say, and then this overbearing person walked in.
Yeah. Although that happens a lot.
You set the scene, right? You say this dude was around, he dressed in all black.
Can you imagine? He did this.
He did this, and then he did that. He had this long hair.
He was a real...
He said it was curled naturally, but we aren't sure if it was working for him.
You're done baking. You know who's a good storyteller? Norm Macdonald.
Oh, man, so good. So good. God bless Norm Macdonald.
Experiments in Insanity. I suppose that's what happens when you pay $250 million for the rights to adapt appendices.
That's correct. Maybe it was always this all along.
But check this out, dude. Sam
what are the
Frodo
hits here?
On the cover of Mount Doom. It's almost over, Mr. Frodo. The hits, there's a rare Aragorn, there's a rare Arwen, there's Nazgul, there's...
How many times have we got to print a Nazgul on a card? Goodness gracious.
Let's see. I want to know from chat, what is the biggest hit in this set? Like a foil Aragorn or Arwen would be my top picks. There's no rings in this set, you know what I mean? There's a Shelob. I know you had your Gollum Shelob deck.
She worked pretty well. Better than the Watcher.
Who won the last game? Isn't it awesome?
You did.
I have no idea.
You did,
what?
I think.
The viewers won?
Yeah, you won. I had to press the gas at the very end. Something happened that was devastating to my plan.
I do remember winning.
What was that?
Yeah, I think you had to just put the gas on. I had the Witch King and you had Gandalf, and I forced an assignment.
It was you did the thing where it removed one of my traded people, so I couldn't play the card that discarded something during the regroup phase. It was like I was going to play that reinforcement army card, but I needed 3 in, and you forced an assignment where it had to die or something.
And so then you couldn't get it out.
Devastating.
Yeah. There is an Eowyn. There's a Galadriel, speaking of on topic, that you can put in your fellowship.
Really?
If she's in your starting fellowship, she costs -3.
Oh, well, you should do that then.
$3.99.
Yeah, you should do that.
We have to open it.
Okay.
So let's see what happens.
Let's get to it.
Also, while we're doing this,
What's up, Dylan?
if anyone has any memories of this set coming out or opening it, I'd love to hear it.
You can still join the Lord of the Rings fan club. 11 randomized playing cards, 1 rare and a mix of 10 commons and uncommons. 122 cards.
My rare is
all
upside
there
down
is.
for some reason. First uncommon of the day, Ulere and Elia, Thrall of the One. It's got Enduring and Fierce, so that's all I need to know.
Standard Nazgul.
I love this moment in the movies. Fell Deeds Awake. To play spot a Rohan man, each time you lose initiative, you may liberate a site.
Here's a sweet hit here. How about a foil rare Eowyn?
Oh, that is a sweet hit. She looks so happy.
Skirmish. Oh, she looks awesome.
Lady of Ithilien.
Exert. Choose an opponent. That opponent must wound a minion for each wound on each minion skirmishing Eowyn. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Finally, these horse people can do something. So like,
after all this time, they did. You know what? It's just like the movie, though.
This was the key.
They show up at the end in a big way.
This was the key. Dude,
That's a big hit.
that's a big one.
Let's
Good.
put that.
Put that in there. Put that in the hit pile. Got the magic hands today. Watch out.
That's good. Good foiling too with the headband she's got on. Robert saying, "Holy!" I won't say the rest of that. First pack foil Eowyn. Everyone's freaking out.
It's the best card in the set. Oh,
Preston saying, "I never got to open this set. It's so cool to see."
Literally, Preston right before that happened. I think any rare foil would be a big hit. Boom. Just call me Money Hands.
Pack one, pick one. Meanwhile, here's my foil from the first pack. Make haste.
No.
Spot a Hobbit companion and return him or her to your hand and make a shadow player choose to remove 2 Twilight or discard a minion. It's actually a good card.
Yeah, it's a good card, yeah. They're bringing the hits in this set, aren't
Look
they?
at my rare. Disgusting. Look at this Orc Ravager. He needs to go to the dentist.
I'm going to put Reclaim the Precious up here because it's a disgusting card. Look at how gross that is.
Yeah, Frodo Ninefinger.
I don't want that at all. Great Day, Great Hour from the Dwarves, rare here. If an opponent plays a minion, exert a dwarf whose damage plus X to exert that minion X times. That's pretty cool. I could see maybe there'd be a dwarf horse deck. Surely not.
Dwarves love horses, as far as I know. Really, a lot. Van, Ulere, and Quea. Thrall of the One is what you want to see, Zach, right?
I have that one.
What?
No, Nelia, Thrall of the One. But they're all Thrall of the One?
I think that's the set.
Okay,
theme.
okay.
Glimpse of Fate. Love the look of this card. To play spot 2 elves, each time you lose initiative. So if you're a good the Fellowship, you go to 4 cards. Every time you do that, you go from 5 to 4. You can make a minion strength -4 into the regroup phase.
Yeah, wait a minute. That's actually quite good, isn't it?
So like in the middle, you play a card, you go from 5 to 4, you
Yeah.
lose initiative, but you give something -4, and that stays in play.
That's fantastic. That's a whole deck right there.
The Tale of the Great Ring is an uncommon. I like that.
Ooh, watch out. We've got Denethor, Lord of Minas Tirith. To play spot 2 Gondor men. If at a sanctuary, exert Denethor to take a Gondor card into hand from your draw deck, then reshuffle. Choose an opponent to draw 2 cards. Okay, that's a pretty fair card.
We like fair.
Yeah, so he just comes in as a pretty strong 8-3. Denethor.
For 2.
Who would have thought that? He's just eating food. He's hardly a...
He's very hardy.
But like Eowyn's only 6 strength. Come on now.
Also, this is the presumably I feel like this set. Correct me if I'm wrong, people watching, where the Sauron minions should have their time in the sun.
Yeah, like I've got this Gorgoroth swarm. Look at that. That's all of the big orcs and stuff.
Is that a rare?
Besieger, no. When you play this minion, you may spot 6 companions and another Besieger to play a Besieger from your discard pile and control a site. So they're bringing some heat.
Stampeded.
What does that do? Is that horse stuff?
Interesting. It's a radar card. If a free people's possession is played, spot a southern card, so you'd have to have a condition out, or like a support, to discard that possession. If that possession was Gondor or Rohan, wound an unbound man. That's very powerful.
I think we're about to get into some heat.
Yeah. So if you have like a permanent something out, they play like a sword, you can spot your thing, play that event, and then discard that possession.
Yeah.
And wound something.
Discard the possession and wound. Yikes. What are we looking for? Larry what?
That'll be the rare one, I assume.
Oh, Larry.
Inquaya.
I've got it Nelias for days.
Oh, look at this. A non-foil, Eowyn, Lady of Ithilien.
All right, we got the full play set now.
Also got our first uncommon foil, Sirinth Ungol Watchman. They need to hire some dentists over there in Mordor.
Yeah, the orc dentist is not exactly a common role.
Happy to see this.
Saruman didn't
Dead Man of
spin any of those
Dunharrow. Just more of those
More
ghostly
ghosts.
companions,
How about
yeah.
you don't play those? Wouldn't that be fun? Unyielding, if your horseman wins a skirmish, discard a horse possession to wound a minion. You know what? You know what's great about this? It doesn't say exert. That's the horse problem. Is you're exerting everything, but you can't exert once you've exerted.
Once
you know?
once you're
At a
exhausted,
certain
you're
point, you
done
need to actually be
exerting.
doing damage to something.
Gorbag Sword.
Man, that Hardy Garrison is really good. That's one you were talking about earlier. Lose initiative, do wound something.
I think every culture gets something like that. Oh, wow. Last throw. Gandalf looking serious. If no opponent controls the site, that'll be happening. Spot 2 Gondor Min to make the move limit +1 this turn.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm doing site control.
All right. I don't have the brain for that right now. I'm gonna be real honest.
Could be famous last words for me, honestly.
Yeah, I'm committing to site control.
Dylan asking, would we play Lord of the Rings LCG? Yeah, we did. We did a throwback to that. What is that? A year ago? I don't know. Time isn't a meaning anymore. But we did play
At some
a while
point.
back. What do you think? Does it hold up?
The LCG?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Ooh, Gothmog, Lieutenant of Morgul.
Ooh, nice.
Why is that upside down? Besieger, don't know what that means. When you play Gothmog, the Free People's player must wound a companion for each site you control.
Oh, that's great.
While you control a site, he's fierce. 13
Okay,
strength.
I'll do that. I'll be the besieger
just put him in.
side control stuff.
I wish you well on your journey.
Ooh, birthday present. That's a really good rare. I'm sure this card was annoying. So this is a condition. This is crazy. Give me a second to appreciate this birthday present card. First of all, it's what, old Smeagol, or young Smeagol.
Old timeline wise, young person wise.
So you play it here during the fellowship phase. You can add a burden, choose 2 Hobbit events in your discard pile. Your opponent gives you one of them back.
Yep.
You can do that literally every turn.
And if they were the same 2 events,
Is
then
it
you-
different card titles?
okay.
But
So
like
if the 2 cards
Hobbit
do
Stealth
do
and
the same thing,
whatever. Yeah, the other one.
but you have to add a burden. You only get so many of those.
But then you have a light in his mind. Each time you lose initiative, spot 2 hobbits, remove a burden.
well, that's good.
So
We like that.
if you want to play the Don't Ever Fight deck, it's right there.
Ooh, I see why that's good.
It's a good card.
I got Black Marshal. The picture on this one is great. Look at that.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Exert a Nazgul and play a Nazgul minion to add 1 threat, or 2 if you have initiative. It's a 1-cost support, so you play it. Then you can basically exert a Nazgul, play a Nazgul, gain 1 Twilight, or 2 if you have initiative. You still have to pay for it.
But basically, it's a 2 discount. You have to have that up top, and then you get it back as you play it.
Cursed of Eric. It's another ghoul, you know what I mean?
I do.
Oogly boogly.
I feel like we didn't get any Southern cards past the first set. And because they were all so freaking good.
They are very good. Agreed. Houses of Lamentation. Make a Nazgul minion, strength +2 or +4 if skirmishing companion of the same culture as a card in the dead pile. Don't die.
A Dark Shape Spring. Oh, this is devastating. Look at that moment. I could watch that movie.
He's about to get bitten.
If an opponent plays a possession on a companion, play Gollum at Twilight cost -2 from your discard pile or hand to suspend the current phase. This is insane. Oh my gosh, this is peak Decipher here.
Say it again.
Okay. So it's a response
Okay.
from Dark Golem. This is the bad side, right?
Golem.
Golem. If an opponent plays a possession on a companion, so you play a sword on Frodo, play Golem at Twilight cost -2 from your discard pile or hand to suspend the current phase. Begin a skirmish phase involving Golem and that companion. When it ends, resume the suspended phase. So everything stops. Whatever you just attach this to, Golem fights.
Before they get the item.
Before they get the item. Or is it after? If an opponent plays a possession, so I think they've already played it.
He's trying to steal it.
Then he rolls in, and then you could just die.
At some point,
Frodo could just die.
Some designer was like, YOLO.
Yeah, let's do it.
Don't put a sword on Frodo.
Yeah.
You could easily just die. Check this out. Jason Lang saying, Besiegers can be stacked on side to control and replayed later. Not a loaded keyword as a card effect mechanic. So is that when they leave play? Like the Goth mod is Besieger. So I think it may be when he leaves, he can attach to something you control, and then you can play him later from there.
Jason helps us out. Besiegers can be stacked on side to control and replayed later.
But when can they be stacked? Do you stack them there from hand? Do you play them on the board and they go, you know what I mean?
Does it tell him? Does it tell me how? He says it's not a loaded keyword, it's a card effect mechanic. So there are cards that maybe say stack a Besieger on something. Did you just read one of those?
No, he's just saying that's what the keyword does.
You think
but
so?
I'm saying, how does that function?
Jason will tell us.
Check this out. Going along with that card you were just talking about. Golem, Mad Thing. Look at him.
Mad Thing.
5 strength. To assign Golem to a skirmish, the Free People's player must make Golem strength +3 until the regroup phase. Or add a burden. So you play him, you have to assign him, you either add a burden, or he's +3, and now he's at double the Hobbit strength if you attach anything to Frodo.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
What if you just like pump him and kill Frodo? I guess that's kind of the goal. Huh?
That is always the goal, yeah. Daniel Rojas, how many copies of a card can you put in a deck? 4, as far as I'm aware. But I'm not an authority on the topic. Ulare Laminia, Thrall of the One. It's not the one we're after, but
what's the one we need? Ulare
Inquea.
Larian Quay.
Quelled. Exert a Raider man to discard a Free People's condition. If you spot a Rohan man, discard an additional Free People's condition. Thanks.
Man, you know, this is kind of the Christmas tree reality that we deal with in these old expandable games. Just really think about it. So now we've got threats, we've got initiative.
They just like bolt
site control
things on.
What else do we have? We've got
enduring. You got new keywords like enduring.
Enduring.
Yeah. You got initiative. Yeah, you didn't understand.
Yeah, I've got initiative. What else do we have in the... We've got Bound and Unbound, which I think was from the start.
So apparently Besieger doesn't do anything in and of itself, but there are things that let you attach Besiegers to.
Gotta be on a card. Ooh, there's Elrond.
All right.
And Agnor. Look at these fine elves.
It's Elrond the Companion. You can start with him.
To play, spot an elf.
Can't start with him.
At the start of each skirmish involving Elrond, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an elf card, you may heal another elf.
I wonder if you can start with him in the regular Galadriel, because she's -3, and he can spot her. I don't know how that works. Meanwhile, I got the Santa Orc Advanced Marauder.
Looks great. Wow. They spent all that money on hair development?
I guess so.
Ignore Elven Escort. Exert Ignore to make a minion skirmishing an Unbound Elf. -1 for each archer you spot. Maybe I'll do Elven Archery to finish this thing up. That's easy and simple and understandable.
Oh, interesting. We're getting into this business. Ready for this?
Yep.
Final Strike. 1 cost. Any site 9 is a condition. Any site 9 is a mountain.
Okay.
Shadow. If the fellowship is at any site 9, play Golem from your discard pile. Response. If the Free People's player uses a maneuver or archery special ability, exert Golem to cancel its effect.
Okay. So just the grand climax of the series card.
That's right.
Final Strike. Easy.
Easy. It's basically free. Get a lot more bad guy cards this time. Look at my stacks. If you're just comparing the two.
Stacks on stacks? Yeah, that's probably more of a you thing than the set thing.
That'd be funny. Just like opening packs and it just defaults that direction for me.
Do you feel weird that everything is upside down? That's a rare.
Yes.
Is that awkward?
I mean, I don't think it's how it's supposed to be.
Troll of Cirith. Gorgor.
Ooh, that looks awesome.
It does, and it's a rare. Look at that.
Is he good?
Let's find out. Damage +1, Fierce, to play spot a Sauron minion. This minion is strength +1 for each possession you can spot. That's incredible. He starts at 14.
And Fierce.
And Fierce, and damage +1.
You have
and
5 possessions, that is a 19.
Yeah. And can you spot your opponent's possessions?
That's the only ones you can spot. Well, and any that you play.
Yeah, any that you play as well.
Oh, yeah.
You could get this baby to 18, 20 strength.
I think you can spot your opponent's possessions. Am I wrong?
Well, I
on that?
certainly can. I mean, if you can see him, isn't that how you would imagine the keyword works?
You
Spot.
might-
It's like, I can spot that. I can spot that.
You
spot
can
that.
spot a lot of stuff. It's like,
spot everything.
how many can I spot in my
I
collection?
can spot a possession over here.
We got a new Shelob. Her leadership, the rare. 6 costs, as you might imagine. 888.
Ooh.
Enduring. Ooh, fierce. Oh my god. When you play Shelob, if you can spot Golem, you may spot a companion. That companion cannot be assigned to a skirmish until the end of the turn.
That's awesome.
So their big scary thing, you just say, no, can't use that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I might be back in spiders.
Hold on. Just let that one slide off the table.
I might be back in spiders.
Like, look at this. All of my commons in this pack were minions.
Cool. That's the way I like it, actually. It's less reading.
Robert says spot any possessions in play. But it can't mean the possessions on your good guys. Because they're not active. I think those are like hidden during that phase.
Really?
Like if you're the bad
They're in play, are they not? Because I
think
could discard your fellowship possessions
when you're on bad guys.
when I'm on bad guy side.
But when your fellowship's going, my fellowship is blank.
Yeah, like my fellowship stuff doesn't count during my shadow phase.
That's what I was saying. Like
Yeah, I
if you
think
could
that's
spot your own, that would be crazy.
I think that's true. That's true. Play it as it lies. Shooter McGavin style.
Watchers of Sirenth Ungol. Spot a Nazgul Orc and remove 2 threats to make that orc plus 2 strength. Not gonna do that. Gothmog's Warg. Hey, we got his Warg.
Oh, finally.
Bear must be an Sauron Orc. For each site you control, bear is strength +1 or +2 if bear is Gothmog. +1, but then it's
Site
+2
control
for every
Warg
site
stuff?
control. Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, look, dude. 1 fellowship card in all these commons. This is crazy. What are they doing to us?
Well, it's Mountain Dew, man.
It is.
Look, I got a foil Uruk axe.
I was really hoping we got one.
That was top of my list.
When I looked through all the possible cards, that was the one that I was like, please.
Look at how goofy the season leader looks. Just in general.
Yeah, that's a real person in there.
Yeah.
Wearing that.
He's in there.
He's in there. Arwen.
Ah.
Echo of Luthien. Uncommon. 2 costs, of course. Discard a card from your hand. Discard the bottom card of your draw deck. If the bottom card was an elf card, each minion skirmishing Arwen is -3 strength. Can you do that as many times as you want?
Discard a card from your hand. Yes, you can.
From the bottom of your deck.
Discard the bottom card of your draw deck. If the bottom card, yeah, you can do that as many times as you want, yes.
So she cannot be beaten. Just keep doing it until you have more strength.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
that's right.
Is that accurate?
But then you better win quick, because otherwise, I mean, maybe you build a 20,000 card elf deck and you just always get -3 and she never loses.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Start with her. It's like, I can't win. Check this out. Out of the high airs. It's when the eagles attacked. If the fellowship moves during the regroup phase, exert your wizard to discard each minion.
What?
It's the old fast move Gandalf deck. You know what I mean?
That's nuts. That's rare?
It is rare.
Yeah, of course it is. That's crazy.
A bunch of commons I haven't seen yet. Gathering Wind. Exert your wizard and choose a number. Make each minion with that twilight cost strength -2 until the regroup phase.
These are good wizard cards.
Yeah. Great Heart.
Where were those last time?
Play this condition only during a skirmish. Bear must be a hobbit. When this condition is played, wound a minion skirmishing bear. Cool. That R one is why I'm here.
I thought you said a minion skirmishing bear. I said, bear? We got bears then? That's true on that Arwen. You will run out of cards from hand. It gets to discard from hand. So you can do it maybe like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, I thought...
It does both.
I didn't catch that.
You lose 2 cards to do the -3.
Okay, that's at least a little limited.
Oh, yeah.
Which is good.
I'm doing this elf stuff, man. I really am liking it right now. Hey, is this Inquaya? Is that the right one?
Is it rare?
Yeah. Thrall of the One, Ilaria Inquaya, Enduring.
Is that the one?
Shadow cards cannot exert Ilaria Inquaya during a skirmish phase. Skirmish. If Ulari Inque is skirmishing, heal him to add a burden.
Interesting.
Put that in your pile. You can just have it. I don't want to touch those.
Looks awesome.
Those
Dirty Nazgul.
off-brand dragons. Or maybe on-brand.
Oh, check this out. We might be going Burden Town. Dark Swooping Shadows, 1 cost. Heal an enduring Nazgul minion to add a burden or 2 threats. We like that. We like that a lot.
You heal to add a burden?
Yes. But
To them?
you're healing an enduring minion, so they get -2 strength.
Mm-hmm.
But then you add a burden or 2 threats.
Okay. This Arwen is just awesome looking that we were talking about earlier.
Everything is as you want it to be. Uh-oh, I got a card you're going to like to have if you're going elves.
Is it elves? It's not Elrond? Is it like Aragorn, like on top of a building, you know, like doing some kind of acrobatic nonsense?
All I could hear is the Chandelier song. When you Aragorn on top of it, and I just pictured this. Anyways, it's Galadriel, Lady Redeemed. 3 cost, 3 strength. When Galadriel's in your starting fellowship, her Twilight cost is -3. During the fellowship or regroup phase, discard an elven card from hand to discard a shadow condition or shadow possession.
I am playing the elves. May I?
Look at that. It's beautiful, too.
May I play the elves?
You may.
Okay.
I will allow it.
You're not really an elf guy, are you?
Not really.
Of all the fantasy races, which one do you like the most that isn't humans?
I don't know. I like the Hobbit. In this set, Hobbits, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, I love the Hobbits.
That's surprising.
They're a good time.
You often find yourself eating loaves of bread and running around barefoot?
I used to do one of those things, which is the eating of bread. I rarely am barefoot.
Out of those 2 things, I will barefoot.
But I definitely, growing up, I got, there was a hard and fast rule not to be barefoot outside.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of what? Like,
one of my cousins, stepped on some glass stuff at some point.
oh,
Nearly
died?
Similarly related, I had a cousin who broke both of his legs on a trampoline. So my entire life, it was like, you can't get on trampolines.
Interesting.
My parents were scared.
Yeah. Well,
Same with Dungeons & Dragons.
we all are. Yeah, we all are scared.
Anyways, so I grew up and it was just like, it would be the kind of thing where, as an example, your mom gets home, it's like, hey, run out and grab the stuff out of our car because you went grocery shopping or whatever. Because there's a rule you have to wear your shoes. It's like, well, I have to put my shoes on. So eventually you just stop taking your shoes off.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not taking my shoes off till I'm going to sleep.
Totally get it. Totally get it.
And then you get used to just wearing shoes. Anyways, that's a long story.
Totally get it.
We finally got there. What'd you get?
Check out Rear Aragorn.
Oh,
Look at that.
yeah.
Look at that boss.
King Man.
The king.
What's he do? 9 strength is pretty.
Well,
5 cost. You can't
He's
start
5.
with
You
him.
can't even start with him.
What are we doing?
When you play Aragorn, you may heal another companion.
Good.
Is that just 1 off? Or is that heal him fully?
I think it's 4.
At the start of each fellowship phase, you may exert a companion of one culture to heal a companion of another culture.
That's cool. So you're like he's uniting people.
Spread it around.
Interesting. That's all. That's probably a whole vibe.
That's a beautiful Aragorn.
Yeah.
Look at these 2. Look at that. I mean, how else?
These are some of their best
at that.
screenshots. You know what I mean?
Beautiful. They saved him.
Andre's saying, "Man, this box is fire."
I think we've got about everything we want.
We're not done yet. Brave and loyal. If a hobbit companion is not assigned to a skirmish, exert that hobbit to have him or her replace a companion in the skirmish. Okay. Ooh.
Ooh, Larry.
Oh,
ooh,
no.
Ooh.
This is an elf I wish we didn't have.
Dude, let's go. Elves for the win today.
Check this guy out. It's Sir Dan the Shipwright. They only had a brief moment of him in the film. So like a little fuzzy and a little far
That's
away,
awesome.
but to play spot 2 elves. Exert Cerdin to make a minion he is skirmishing strength -1 for each elven event in your discard pile. Wow. Remember that Arwen that was like fueling these things that are being discarded?
This is going to be so good. Oh, no. It's going to be all blue, man.
I can tell. Yeah. Like
all
I said,
blue, all elves, all the time.
I wasn't necessarily excited that we were opening.
Stand no chance.
Put these here. Jason, we did pull Shelob, her ladyship. There's a rare Arwen that I'm hoping we hit. I know that's around. Meanwhile, I got the Orc Ravager again. This guy.
Oh, great. Is he a rare?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Taking up that rare slot.
Check out another rare Nazgul here. Ulari Toldea.
Okay.
Thrall of the
We're
One.
in.
Heal Ilaria Taldea to make him damage +1.
But strength -2.
Mm-hmm.
I love once the Nazgul get those fell beasts, it's just like I'm in.
Yeah, it's no good.
Undead Witch King on a dragon back. It's like it was written, and it's black dragons. I mean, it's just perfect.
Check out this Gondor event, end of the game. Do you see this?
Is this the one where Aragorn's like,
Yeah. It's just like, what a weird name. He knew Andoril and held it up glittering in the sun. You shall not be sheathed again until the last battle is fought, he said.
is that from the book?
I suppose.
Or it's probably from a tale.
Maybe just somebody made it up at Decipher.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, they just like put in quotes in there.
Let's see if we can get this past licensing.
And then Timmy from accounting.
I got a foil copy of 5th level.
Oh, thank goodness.
The real heater. I was concerned we weren't going to get one of those. Welcome to collectibles.
See, what we do is we just don't give you what you want. You just have to go find
Dude,
it.
look, remember the goofy looking raider guy you were talking about earlier? This is like his mean cousin. Mumok Chieftain. Look at him.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't want to run into him in an alley.
It's probably the same guy, right? Different screenshot, same guy? You think?
Oh, wow. When you play this guy, you can play a mount on him from your discard pile at -2. It's very good.
Oof.
You got those.
Anything you play from discard
Pants.
pile, put him in the stack, dude.
Just hit that recursion button, please.
Easterling Berserker. This is a rare for your Southrons if you want to go that direction. It's an Easterling to play spot an Easterling. While he's unwounded, he's damage +2. You can wound 2 other Southern men to heal this minion.
Okay.
So that's an absolute scorcher. Doing 3 damage. That's gonna
Scorcher.
kill most people, man.
Apparently there's a tree beard that you need.
Okay.
Gorbag, Covetous Captain.
What'd you call me?
For each wound in the ring bearer, each Nazgul Orc is strength +1. It's not the life I'm living here. We also got a foil copy of Flames Within. Looks cool. That's about where it ends. Our last packs in the last box. It's not Reflections.
Treebeard.
He got the tree beard.
Boom.
Last but not least.
Snapping it up.
Keeper
Just
of the
call
Watchwood.
me a Trapper Keeper. Treebeard, Keeper
Trapper
of the
Keeper.
Watchwood. To play spot 3 Gandalf companions. Regroup. Exert Treebeard twice to play a Gandalf condition from your discard pile and make an opponent discard one of his or her conditions. Wow.
Is it an ally or a companion?
Companion.
And he doesn't have unhasty. That's the main thing. He's a 12
and
strength,
he's
5
hasty,
tosser.
Plenty hasty.
But you have to spot 3 Gandalf companions. So you have to have the other ends, basically.
Final pack is a Treebeard. How cool is that?
Here's my final pack. You ready for this?
Yeah, would you?
This is about how this box went
That
for
Orc
me.
Commander or whatever?
No. Look at this guy. Corsair Brute. I want Bryce to be able to pop this. He left.
He's coming back.
I got to show this card.
We need Corsair Brute.
Corsair
Bryce.
Brute. You ready for this? It's just a beautiful card. Disgusting.
Where'd his eye go?
He hasn't seen it in a while.
I really am rim shots on board.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Complete.
Jojo of the First Fist, Danielle hits some splash. Yeah, I think this was a good box.
I think we hit it all. What else could you possibly want? You got Galadriel, you got Aragorn, you got Círdan, you got Treebeard, you got Éowyn.
There's a R1 that we're missing.
There's an Arwen that we're missing?
There's a rare R1. I think that was like the only thing we didn't hit.
An elf?
Yeah.
Or is she horsey?
Queen of the Elves and Men.
Oh, come on. What does she look like?
Awesome.
Pretty good.
Oh my gosh.
Each minion skirmishing R1 is strength -2 for each wounded minion you can spot.
She would work well with the horses then. Okay, so she's still playing in Horseland.
Well, she also works with archers, right?
Oh, right.
It's like psh, psh, psh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's the only thing we missed.
I digress.
But you can start with these two if you want to. He gets better over time.
How much was Elrond?
Elrond was 4. So you can start with Elrond as well.
I feel like Elrond and Galadriel are a power couple.
Yeah, they kind of make it obvious
really.
that you should do that, right?
More like you know, mother-in-law and son-in-law.
There's also Arwen Agnor. Galadriel start, right?
You also have all your old elf cards.
Elrond.
How many archers do you have? Like this guy.
I think you can go one or two, one direction or another, I guess I'd say.
Let me just fish out.
I got one dwarf card in that entire set of packs.
Yeah, dwarves weren't really prevalent in this movie. Look at this.
Lord of the Rings?
This is all of the elf cards prior to now.
That's it?
Let me just verify.
That's actually awesome if that's true. I think it makes my life so much easier.
Trust but verify.
But also, there might not be enough.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm wondering.
Like, you're supposed to have like 9 sets worth of cards when you're building these decks.
They have both formats, like block and...
They did have block format?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we also had what was in our decks last time. Let me just see what's cooking in here.
Okay, do the cooking by the book.
Gotta do the cooking by the book.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, I only have one elf card in my deck.
We'll pull it.
Well, it's an R1. I don't think you're gonna need it.
Yeah, conveniently.
It's the old R1.
No one needs that old Arwen.
Old one.
I probably have one like weenie Legolas in here. Yeah, there he is.
Let's just sort these real quick. I know you already did that. I get it. He's so efficient.
I'm so efficient.
That Hansel's just so efficient.
Okay, so let's start here. Companions. So these are all the elves. No joke. No joke.
No lie.
The old short stack.
The old elf short, yeah, exactly. Which sounds actually quite great.
They have an IHOP or something?
For each archery spot. Okay, they just have to be archer traded. Yes, I heard that.
I gotta laugh out of Bryce.
Don't worry, I
Ish.
heard that.
It was a half laugh, really. Courtesy.
Oh, come on. These are garbage cards.
It's a bummer.
What the heck?
That's TCG.
Well, next time,
I have literally access to one archer. A singular archer, Legolas.
it seems like to me that means that when we go reflections, you just have an easy direction to go. Here's some more elf cards.
I'm not giving up yet. Yeah, this is gross.
Dana Rojas, aside from deck building, will they be playing as well? I want to see this oddity in action. So we'll play next week with decks using the entire block. What did we learn?
What did I learn?
Is that really all the elf cards?
Yes. Well, seemingly.
Let me just go look. Let me make sure.
Okay, yeah, make
Not
sure.
piles.
Make sure.
That'd be funny. I just find this funny. Oh, here's the elf cards.
Just put all the good ones to the side and pretend like you didn't see them.
Ooh, Defiance plus 4 when skirmishing in Nazgul. Don't tell Zach about that one. Place here. Removing threats. Does that even matter? Does anyone really... Make an elf +2 and you may shuffle your draw deck. Elves are so weird. Spot an elf, discard 3 from hand to reconcile your hand. Oh, well, this is just good. Place this event on top of your draw deck. Huh. I'm seeing some kind of synergy here. Bear must be to bear assignment. Assign this minion to bearer of ancient blade. Discard a minion and wreck.
No, that's it.
Really?
Did you have elf cards in your deck?
I had one. Weenie Aragorn, that's it.
Well, where's your dwarf cards?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
The ones I just opened? I have one.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stack them up over here.
Here's my stacks if you want stacks on stacks.
Yeah.
Let's find the most inefficient way to do this, shall we?
We did it. It's a pretty efficient way of finding it, actually.
Just start doing it.
Just start doing
All right,
it.
there's my stacks. I can do elves plus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You definitely can. But I don't think there's archers outside of elves.
I think we're cutting the archer stuff.
Yeah. That's for the reflection stream.
Yeah.
Because there are definitely archers around, but they are not in this block. Makes sense. The elves weren't exactly prominent in this year movie.
But they're cool.
They are cool.
Make a minion to wound a minion X times. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you have like an Aragorn thing going on?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to have more elves.
Agreed.
Nervous.
Nervous.
What if I did elves on horses?
I'm just going through these cards to make sure there's not a stack of elves in here.
Discard an elf to draw 3 cards. Is that from hand or from the board? It just says discard an elf to draw 3 cards.
I'm going to guess it's from play, but...
From play? Are you crazy? Why would I ever do that?
You wouldn't.
I'm trying to play elves.
Not discard them?
Not discard them.
It's a good strategy.
Don't you see?
I'm a simple man.
This deck is going to be garbage.
Great.
Jason Ling said I need elven bows. That stands to reason, actually.
Yeah, it's Haymaker Archers.
Okay, this pile isn't going to work.
Your elven pile?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sad. What now?
Well, actually... Now, hold on a second.
Now, wait a cotton pick a minute.
Wait a minute. Okay, we've got this. We've got this. Okay, we've got a million hooded Lego lie. Nobody wants that.
It's not what I signed up for.
We've got a million Eggnors or whatever.
Never know when you'll need a spare.
Glimpse of Fate. We have. Okay. There's enough elf stuff that doesn't require bows. What if we cut the archery stuff? Spot, make the archery total minus X, heal. Nobody wants that. Discard an elf, draw 3 cards. I don't know, is that worth having? Exert an elf, reveal the top card.
When do you play the discard now thing?
Regroup.
So discard is nice because they don't die. So you let them get a couple wounds, and it makes your fellowship smaller, actually.
Yeah.
Which can be nice. But obviously it is quite the cost.
So you just get a free Galadriel, though. Wouldn't everybody be playing free Galadriel? I guess you got to discard an event. Discard a possession or a condition.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't want a big fellowship, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, it is free-ish. Gotta do the cooking by the book.
Amazing.
Do you have your, in air quotes, bad guy cards?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get this all sorted.
Here's that stack. Stack on stack. Okay, here's all my Legolosses, my Eggnors, and my unplayables.
This is a fat stack of Sauron orc cards.
I've
look
got
at
all my
this.
free footage.
We got 2 copies of Suffered Much Loss. It's the only Saruman card. Each side on the adventure path is a battleground. When you have initiative, each Uruk-hai is +1.
I mean, that's great. They just need a little buff.
They got 1 card.
Yeah.
So funny.
It's that beautiful buff card though. It's what you want.
Dr. Doak quoting you. Suboptimal? Maybe I can make this work.
Well, it's at least an interesting puzzle, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's just look at these cards.
Remove an elf token to make the fellowship +1. Okay. So we need Legolas to stay alive. Each time the fellowship moves of a threat, discard a condition or draw 2 cards. Don't need it. -2, spot a site in a support area to place this in. Site in a support area. What does that mean? How does a site go into your support area? Is that because you control it?
It's a good question. You're asking the hard-hitting questions. Don't know.
Exert 2 elf companions to discard the top 3 cards of your draw deck. Make the Fellowship Archery +1 for each elf card discarded. Oh gosh. No.
Little too suboptimal.
It's so bad. Yeah, this is unplayable. No.
Hilarious. I don't know why, but the Nazgul orcs just don't appeal to me at all. They almost feel like they're not supposed to be here.
What's one of them?
Like the Syrinth Ungol Soldier.
That's some Goblin Reserve.
I mean, I know they're there. I know they have minions, but I'm just not playing Nazgul to play orcs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. There's something about all this elf stack your deck stuff that is brewing, and it's just above my pay grade right now. I'm just not looking for that, right? It's like, yeah, here's all this crazy stuff you can churn together. It's like,
well,
hey, when it is.
You remember the combo I had going? I think it was the end of the last block, where I was like looking at the top card of my deck, and I could discard it or put it back. And I had effects that discard the top card, and if it's elf, I get a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
They do that kind of stuff.
Okay, and then what did I do last time? I did a weird, like, Gandalf management deck.
Then you have the trees?
I think I did. Or, no, that was a while ago. Here's Aomer. What's he doing?
That was your deck last time.
I had a horse wizard deck. Not exactly what we're looking for.
Horse whizzes?
I don't know. I think I might do horses again.
I'm into it. We got this sweet new Aowen.
I mean, that's why you do it. Maybe I'll do horses and then something else.
Now, I remember
horses and hobbits.
Horses last time you felt like you were lacking the mounts.
Yeah. Still am.
Let's see what get in the horse pile now. The horse pile. Oh man, only on Thursday. You get some sight liberating cards.
Oh, great.
You also get the unyielding. If your man wins a skirmish, it's my man.
My man.
Discard a Rohan possession to win the minion or liberate a site. Yeah, really not that exciting, honestly.
Aomer, keeper of oats.
It's
He's the horse's favorite.
I saw a really funny tweet on the "you're my man" thing. It was like basically the levels of dude friendship. And it's like you just met someone. It's like, there's the dude I just met. You've known someone for a year and you're friends with them. It's like, that's a dude I know. You've known someone for 5 years and you're really close to him. It's like, oh yeah, that's a dude I know. You've known someone for 10 years and like you're best friends. Oh yeah, that's a dude I know. It just kept going. It made me chuckle.
It made me chuckle.
It made me chuckle. Yeah, and I liked it, and I kept on scrolling. Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm rudderless, dude. I can do I've tried nothing. I'm all out of ideas.
I'm exhausted. This opening facts was too much. Oh.
What am I supposed to do again? We don't have the trees in this one either, do we? Can you hand me the wizard pile?
Yeah, it's a weird cycle.
I guess it's kind of the end. It's kind of like those supplement sets in Fab. It's like they're really not built for themselves. Well, you cannot spot 3 companions of the same culture. Gandalf is strength -2. Okay, so just bad Gandalf. Are you supposed to do Gandalf in the Hobbits? Is that the idea? It's like Benny and the Jets?
I think you can do Gandalf in the Hobbits. You can also do like Gandalf with
Gandalf in the house.
Boom, boom.
you can
Boom,
play him with the
boom.
trees. Etc.
But we have no trees.
Yeah, well, you can't do that.
I can play him with Treebeard.
Yeah.
Gandalf and Treebeard?
Well, to play Treebeard, you have to have 3 Gandalf companions.
Oh, right.
So you can't do that.
I cannot do that.
This is the old 1 cycle meta.
Van says to bring the elves. I cannot play the elves. They are literally unplayable.
Yeah, it's like I would if I
I
could.
don't even have enough cards.
How many splash points you get to with the humans?
Is this card even good? Black Marshal.
37 elves.
You have to have a Nazgul out. You have to play a different Nazgul. You can add a Twilight or 2 if you have initiative.
I don't know, man. You tell me.
That could be eventually very good. You could get into free Nazgul Town. Let's just stack them over here and see what we're working with. Alright, I'm not playing the Raiders. Because as we all know, they're not good at football. It's funny because it's just a
Pick that fight, would you?
random diss to not Steven. Steven doesn't care about football, but there are going to be people watching. I don't care about the Raiders or football.
There's one Raiders fan watching right now.
If you like them, I hope they do well.
I feel like eventually we're going to end up with one of those like conclusionary clips in the outro. Just so you know, everything we said in this.
Everything is a view of the host and not the Covenant.
Yeah, not the company, of course.
The company loves the Raiders. Zach, what are you doing? Can you inspire me in some way?
Well, so I'm taking this deck that I rocked you with last time, and I'm making it slightly better because
That is a great ease.
I
Feel inspired.
literally every Lord of the Rings after set 1 deck. That's what I've done every time. It's like, all right, set 2, let's play the same deck. Let's just make it slightly better. And I keep doing that.
Yeah.
And then eventually,
Well, I can't play Rohan without horses, and I can't play elves without bows.
what's left?
So, and I can't play Gandalf without Gandalf.
You have Gandalf.
I've got Gandalf and nothing else.
Hey, he got some good cards this set, actually. Right?
I can play him, and I can't play Treebeard. Treebeard's unplayable. I can play Hobbits? What are you even playing? How do you have cards to... I can't play any of that. You playing Gondor? Oh, it's the
playing-
story of Gondor, though. This cycle.
Now, I'm not playing Gondor Knights. And that's a whole theme inside these Gondor cards.
Where is that?
Here's the new Gondor cards, but here's the old one. So,
Can I play King Aragorn?
yeah. He's not a knight, though.
Nor is he good for our purposes.
No, he's not. There's a ton of knights, and they have the... there's like a Faramir knight. It's a whole theme.
I love Faramir.
Yeah, just
Talk
like
about tier B characters.
Look here. He's tier A in our hearts.
Did I do Rohan and Mary's Sword Thing? I don't know what that means, Arkham Ring, but tell me. And can you do it out of these 3 sets only? That's the grand struggle, I think. So they literally would hold tournaments that was just this final block format.
I think.
And it appears to me there's just no elves with archery in this block.
Those cards are not good in this block.
But there's a lot of cards that play on archery.
Yeah, it's really an interesting...
Ergo, can't play them, right? Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Right.
I wish I had better for you.
Arwen needs your deck to be mainly elf cards. Arwen needs your deck to be elf cards. Círdan needs your deck to be elf cards. Mary's from 7. Wait, 7, 8, 9. Why is 6 scared of 7? We have Mary from set 7. What's Mary from set 7? Sword Thane? Is there a sword Thwain? Sword Thane? Right here, I'm Squire. Is that what we mean?
Let me see.
If you cannot spot 3 threats,
No, I don't think that's the guy.
add a threat to make Mary's 3 plus you.
Doesn't seem like the build a deck around it kind of character.
A 3/4. Oh man, that's so funny. Oh, this is like the hobbits trying to fight stack.
Like, actually.
Sebastian said tournaments were all 9 sets back in the day. There wasn't a single block format. Maybe.
There definitely was a block format. Someone's saying Sword Thane. Sword Twain. Do we have...
Sword?
Is it Mary Sword Twain? Can we pull that card up?
I'm working on it.
Trying to find it.
I've got to enable the last set of markers.
Oh, right. We don't need to. You don't need to worry about that. I don't think it's here because it's not here. Physically, I'm not reading it. At least. Oh, wait. No. Shadow play? No, that's not it. Okay. It says play 2 Rohan possession for... Oh, that would be incredible. No, we don't have that at all. Why is it like this?
We got some of the hits, not all of the hits.
Why is it like this? Huh. All right, well then let's stick with what we know. What was the problem with the deck last time?
You could have easily won the game if you just made a different decision. So you were the problem.
What decision did I make wrong?
You could have double moved at some point and you didn't in the middle, and then that forced you to double move at the end.
Oh, like I should have pressed my luck there instead of the one. Okay, let's do Eowyn. Let's start with Eowyn instead of starting with Gandalf. Yeah. Wait, or maybe no, because Gandalf's 4. Oh no, he's 2.
And you're starting Fellowship.
Boom. Eowyn and Gandalf.
I like that.
There we go, because I think I had Scream and Eowyn last time. Who's quite good also. Probably better.
But that's not why we're here.
That's not why we're here. Thank you, Zach. Okay, and then we need Rohan people. Yeah. And then what did we get? New stuff? We got if your man wins a skirmish, discard a possession to wound a minion. Okay. Each time you lose, you may liberate a site. Ugh, this is god awful. What a pile. Okay. And then our problem, as you expressly stated, was we don't have enough horses, yeah?
I believe that was what you were struggling with last time.
And it's still true to this day.
Some say it's still true.
Yeah, it's still true. Let's go ahead and run it again. Swift Steed. Involving bear, each minion skirmishing bearer must exert right. Got 2 Swift Steeds. And that's it. Okay, so that was the problem.
We have rediscovered the problem.
But we also have Shadowfax. There's another horse. It's got to go to Gandalf there. Okay. What else might we do? So you're not playing any of these Gondorian knights?
Nope. Because I'm on the undead.
Oh, you're still doing that? Ugh. That's horrible. They're so good. That's so good.
Oh, man. You're still doing that?
Oh, I know why you're not doing this, because you got to play these 4th level, 6th level. How does that work? What the heck? You just spiked the punch on me over here. What, I got to build a freaking
no, it's not that
landscape?
It's supports that you attach to the enemy. Like they stay, and then you trigger certain things to attach them to enemies. It's not that crazy.
Okay.
It's like anti-possessions, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. Well, this looks fun.
Yeah, it's like not nearly as terrifying as you think it is. I just like the undead guys.
Okay.
Spike the punch.
Let me see the next. All right, another way we might do this. Let's see. I need to get inspired. Something's got to inspire me. I need to feel inspired. Okay. I'm going to default to horses if nothing else works here. And then we've got Gandalf. Exert your wizard, choose a number. That's pretty good. And then each time you lose initiative, you may spot a companion, choose an opponent, discard one of their conditions. Use strength the regular phrase exert to discard each minion. Okay. Response. Okay. That's pretty good. Understood. Okay. Alright, let's see what these knights are up to. Faramir. Make a Gondor. Okay. Hey, we can get into that. That's fundies. Play a Gondor man to place that can. Okay, these are good.
Yeah, the knights are good.
This is all just very fundies. Why didn't I know about this earlier?
Because you just gave me the Gondor stack and we moved along.
Look, they've got mounts. Huh.
How does this work?
Wait. Oh, right. Oh. Huh. Are the Gondor people knights?
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Oh, no.
No?
Not the, you mean
Or
the
the horse people knights?
No, I don't think so.
Why wouldn't they be? What else is a knight?
Well,
They are most certainly not knights. I mean, are we going to split hairs here? They're riding horses in armor with swords? What is that? What are you then if you're not a knight?
cavalry?
I mean, do you is it that the king didn't, bless them or something?
Definition of knight. Opposite of day. Just kidding. A man who served his sovereign or lord as a mounted soldier in armor.
But are we saying the Rohirrim, is that the whole point of the plot, is they're not serving the king?
Well, there's the king of Rohan.
Are they serving him, right?
There's definitely serving their king. Yeah.
Which de facto makes them knights. So I think we should...
I love you. Are we going to split hairs here?
Literally mounted on horses in armor with weapons,
Listen, man.
fighting for a king.
Look, I didn't write the rules. I'm just playing by them. You know what I mean?
This is ridiculous.
I wasn't there. I couldn't do anything about it. Can't go back and fix it either. I would if I could.
Oh, I'm sure you would.
Totally. Just change it right up. Change those rules.
And what's the deal? See, and then I've got this Faramir, but I can't play him in the starting fellowship. So you got to go maybe Gandalf into knights or something.
Or you could abandon Gandalf.
Or, well, something into knights. For the love of God.
Oh, Gandalf for 2, that was pretty good.
Gandalf for 2. We're going to run Gandalf for 2.
Gandalf for 2, man.
This is good. Path Appointed is good. It's a good card. Boy, you pulled enough Faramirs, didn't you?
Yeah, they just kept coming.
Goodness gracious. Seriously, how many of these do you got?
Apparently.
And can I only run 4 of a non-unique, like, knight?
Yeah.
Okay, so just knights.
And
Oh, here's a Faramir you might play. To play Spot a Gondor man, each time Faramir wins a skirmish involving a fierce minion, you may exert to discard that minion. That's what I want.
He seems good.
I'm going to wreck your Nazguls.
He seems very good.
If I play that one, I can't play this one, which is interesting.
Which family is that? There's so many.
Stout Captain. A big fan of Guinness. Add a threat or discard this while you have initiative exhausted. Oh, wraiths can't take wounds. This is that garbage you were doing.
Yeah,
Can't take wounds. Oh wait,
it has the keyword on it.
what does that even?
Can't.
Why would you even do it that way? Why would you ever do it that way? What's up, Pete? Good to see you. Exert Aragorn. Make an unbound companion with the Aragorn signet. Strength +1 for each threat you spot. Okay, fine. Acceptable.
Pete? Is it Pete?
Pete Shirley.
Pete.
Peta.
How you doing, Pete?
Knight Spear.
Jason says, imagine if Decipher had been able to stay around and make the Game of Thrones TV show CCG.
Yeah, we need to get Decipher back in action.
Where you at, Warren? How many we got here?
Defender +1. Have we decided that that's good yet?
Defender +1?
Yeah.
Can be. Your favorite.
Hey, this is good. These are all good. I like these cards. I'm glad you pointed me this direction.
To the Knights.
You play as condition. Place a Gondor token for each of the following characters you can spot. Aragorn, Boromir, Denethor, Faramir.
Mm-hmm.
Remove a token from here. Or discard this condition to make a... Oh, this is an incredible card. But I think I only have one of those. Didn't we? We got Denethor this game. This time around?
You should have... Well, there's a Denethor. There's also should be one in that stack.
An old Denethor?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested in an old Denethor.
You want new Denethor.
Mm-hmm.
New and improved, +2 tomatoes.
There's Aragorn. Look at us go.
There's also some spicy cards in this stack that you're going to want to see.
There's another Denethor. You're right. Oh, here we go. You were just hiding the goods from me.
You weren't interested.
To play spot, discard
Sir?
from hand, reveal the top card of it. Choose an opponent who must discard a shadow card that has a twilight cost is the same. Well, yeah, sure. Let's roll the dice on that. Sounds great. Knights, mounts, and spears? That's everything I want.
Yeah, here's the new Denethor.
Assign this minion to bearer. Each minion. Bearer must be each minion gains. Assign this minion to bearer. Discard this condition. To discard a minion and remove 4. Okay, that's kind of in the move faster pile. I've had a sanctuary, exert, take from your draw, then reshuffle, choose an opponent. Okay, fine. Sure.
Just letting you see it.
Okay, also good. They printed all the text on these cards that are good. It's good text.
Good text.
Play a knight. The knight's final cost is -2. Each time a shadow card adds a threat, add a burden. Each time a shadow card adds a burden, add a threat. Yeah, like, we love that, Jennifer. Dorian Captain, Ingold, Rangers. If a possession or engine. No, we don't need that. And then there's like Ranger stuff too. Is that also what you saw?
There is Ranger stuff, but it's not in this cycle as much.
I mean, discard a stacked shadow card or to win a minion bearing a fortification. Cool. Okay, we're into this.
I have something else to show you.
Opponent controls a site. Spot to make me low +1 for this turn. Right. Okay, I get it.
You'll want to see it. No, I don't want you to
Hardy
see it.
Garrison. Yeah, that's what we want.
You're going to want Imrahil, Prince of Dol Amroth. He was in my deck, but we'll just read him.
To play spot a knight, each time Imrahil wins a skirmish, you may exert 2 minions. Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, I'll play that.
He's a knight. He seems really good.
You want me to play that?
You don't have to, but it seems good.
Game with these dead men of Dunharrow?
I have 4 copies already.
Oh, gosh. Make an exhausted. If that companion wins a skirmish, heal that companion or make him or her damage +1. So we like that. Those are my pumpies. Okay. Hey, we got a direction. We've got some excitement. Here we go. We're off to it. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is gonna be good, man.
You done here?
Brent asking, how long is that last deck building stream going to be when we have, or specifically me, have access to all the sets? I honestly, it may not end.
Yeah.
It may simply be watching effectively
You know what
a
we might-
toilet flush
You know what
for
we might need to
5
do?
hours. What's up?
We might need to have a stream that is the unboxing.
And then we go home and we think about it for a week.
Then we go home. Then we also might need to have a stream that's like building the fellowship side.
I'm done.
Can we stretch this series to 2 years worth of...
Well, why stop at 20?
I've been perfecting this deck for 6 weeks.
Yeah. You know, it's the big old grand finale.
Yeah.
It really won't be that crazy. I'm gonna build Nazgul.
Make sure that
Just gonna happen.
Yeah, we know. We
Get the
know.
whole cycle worth of Nazgul, see how gross we can get. And then there's gonna be some sort of Aragorn thing going on the other side, and that's fine. But I already know the idea, so here we go.
it's still booster packs, isn't it? It's not like a set release.
It is booster packs. Yeah. And there's some wild stuff in there. It's cards from, I think, the first 6 or 8 sets or something. Because it came out in between 8 and 9, technically.
Okay.
And then it's also got new cards that you've never seen before that are, like, bonkers.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's also got some cards in other languages. It's like this whole experience.
Yeah. Okay. There's plenty to do here. Wait. Okay, and so site numbers matter. Why do they matter? Huh. We're about to find out. You have initiative. Discard 2 cards from hand to make the site number of a minion +2. Why does that matter? Site number of a minion?
It can make them roaming. The range
Just for
decks
effects.
care about that.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Tarragon. Okay. Okay. So that's a side direction. I don't need that.
We don't need that.
I don't need that. Yeah, we don't. Although... Okay. Yeah, the Rangers care about that. We don't want that. No. Too many directions. Spot 2 knights. Discard. Yeah. We don't need that. Oh, that's interesting. You know what though?
No. Tell me more.
Horrible. Okay. Let's look at a theme. The first thing we need to look at is Hardy Garrison, obviously, because it's a baller card. So this card is obviously the best card. Play, spot 2 men. Each time you lose initiative, wounded minion. You get all 3 out. Can you? You only have 1 out? Is that what that dot means? Unique?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness. Okay. Get this out. Lose initiative, wound a minion. We need to look at things that lose us initiative, effectively.
Discarding cards and drawing cards.
Discarding cards is the main thing, right?
You're technically do it multiple times in a turn, eh?
Discard, draw, discard, draw. Yeah.
And you can see how that could get very 90s CCG degenerate.
It could. Which, of course, you know, not scared to go there. All right, let's get these horse people out of here. Let's get these hobbits out of here. Let's get down to it. Get this Corsair Brood. He's just looking around. Put him up here. Okay. Treebeard, you're nowhere. We don't need to talk to you. Get horse. Anyone out of here. Okay, things that will discard cards. Reckless counter. Discards cards. Stand to arms. Discards cards.
How am I not playing?
Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Certainly. And then anything that's just an event would... Here we go. Here we go. Okay, there's some stuff in here. Hasty repairs. We have only 4 cards in hand. You may discard 2 cards from hand to play a fortification from your discard pile. That also discards cards. Cool. Easy. Discard a stacked card. That's not it.
Yeah, can I see those Elven cards for a second?
Yeah. Just gonna build that elf deck.
That'd be
real
so
quick.
funny.
I got this one.
And I just all suddenly have all these like Elven archers that I wasn't showing you.
Catapult discards cards. Okay. That is currently all that's discarding. So I think that little sub-theme is gone. Let's see if there's anything else, though. Wins a skirmish, heal. Knight's Mount, heal. Don't need that.
Aaron, see, I'm sure it's been discussed at some point, but I missed it. Has Marvel Champions been shelved for a while? We actually streamed it on Monday. We were doing Marvel Mondays, playing through the Mutant Genesis campaign with Arkham.
Where were you?
Yeah, it's on
Aaron?
YouTube channel, but we're doing.
Are you not subscribed? Caught. Aaron's not subscribed. He didn't get our notification, or he silenced our notifications.
I feel like making people feel bad is a really good strategy for getting someone to subscribe.
Aaron.
Anyways, point of it is with Arkham, and we see these people saying this all the time. With Arkham and Champions, we are effectively at this point kind of just playing it when the new campaigns come out.
Aaron.
Working through the campaign. We dove too deep on Marvel Champions for a while. Those rogue streams we awoke the Balrog of cooperative card games.
They were great though, weren't they?
They were.
It's the Rangers, you see. Okay, this is what you were trying to say.
I'm glad we are on the same page now. Locked and loaded.
Okay, so here... Tell me if this is enough. I know the answer. Not. The answer here is... I know the answer. These are all the cards that discard cards, ergo giving me initiative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 9 cards that do that. And you gotta do the whole roaming, exhaust. So actually, all of this is gone. We just get it out of the way. Boom. Making it easy.
Boom. Roasted.
Now, let's look at our companions and what they get into. Faramir Guinness Captains is placed upon a man. Each time wins a skirmish involving a fierce, you may exert to discard that minion. Understood. Aragorn. At the start of each fellowship phase, you may add 2 to heal another companion. So these are just generically good. No themes required. Denethor gets better the more men there are. Generically good. Denethor. Search your deck.
You do a good job walking through what you're doing. I can't.
Denethor. Play a knight at -2. This is knights. So this is knight synergy here. And Imrahil. Great knight. We love it. Okay, so we're seeing knight synergy. Then we've got... Good. And then we've also got a Faramir. Is there a Faramir knight is the question.
There is.
Is it?
You want me to hook you up?
Yeah. Wait, I had a big stack of those? Where'd those come from?
You handed me these undead cards.
Oh, great. Yeah, this was my do not play pile. Okay. So we're playing Knight Faramir. Now we're getting somewhere. We understood. We just had to take a moment. You can have that one back. Had to take a moment to understand what was going on here. Okay, Knights. Then we've got Knights Mounts. Now they can only be run by Knights. Well.
Look at that.
Wouldn't you know it?
Let's just see what these do. Ooh, that's really nice. You can imagine a horse lord knight deck, like where you're mixing them.
I could.
Because one horse you take when you engage, and then this one, this other guy wins, you actually get rid of that thing, and you just clear the board every time.
It'd be tight. The only problem is that the horse people aren't knights, so we're gonna have some, there and back again stuff. But I think it could work. We'll see
if you
it's the
started
case.
with like a 2-cost Rohan and 2-cost Knight, and then you are building both, that's what I was saying. Like the synergy between the two is pretty powerful.
You could do it. I don't see any 2-cost knights yet.
No, well, that's a problem.
But they might well be in there. Like, I can start with Ingold. Because then we also have knights. Here's the Knight of Dol Amroth. I mean, this is a classic knight. An old-fashioned knight. Wins a skirmish, wound a companion. He is skirmishing. Put that on a horse. You're going to do a lot of damage there.
Aaron Brader, unleash the shame. I deserve it. I love the content. Well,
see, my strategy was effective.
Since you said so, I have a few things to say.
We're disappointed, Aaron. We have only 4 or 5 cards in hand, Fury and a Strength +2. Well, that might work, but he's not a knight, and he's just kind of derping around.
He looks like a knight, but he's not.
He's not one of
those.
He's
a wannabe knight.
No, we don't need this Ranger Targon. Tarragon himself. Nobody needs that. Ingold's a knight. Discard a Fortification. Well, maybe that brings that in.
Oh, to heal him twice?
Discard a Fortification to remove a threat.
That's the Gondorian captain. Non-unique.
You may spot another discard minion.
Let's see what we're cooking up here.
How do you spell
that? Which one?
Ingold?
Ingold. Ingold.
Denethor is definitely the guy.
Denethor's good.
Just don't let me add threats.
Well, I've got stuff that removes threats as well.
Look how angry Denethor, Steward of the City, is.
Yeah. Bah humbug. Yeah. Ugh. I'm upset.
Great character. Great actor.
I'm mad.
Well done.
We got a couple of archers. Knights. Spot 3 companions. Well, I can spot a fortification. Defender +1.
Dude, archer knights are cool.
Archer knights are cool. Yeah. How do you can't really run a bow and all that armor though, traditionally. It's not ideal. Oh, we got the spam coming in.
Oh, I got you.
Changing it up.
It's about that. Now we're really going to know who's subscribed. We're going to change it to subscribe only. If you're out there and you work for or know someone that works for YouTube, please allow the settings on stream that forces it to be subscriber-only comments.
I've got a list.
Of people who work at YouTube?
My trim line snapped to the playhead for a change.
Oh, of things you want. Yeah.
Things for YouTube, yeah.
Zach was like, what in the world is Bryce saying right now?
I was like, is this by your waistband? Like, your what? I'm still confused. But I get what you're saying. You have a YouTube recommendation list.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a video on YouTube. Things we wish YouTube would do.
Now we'll say top 5 changes YouTube should make.
With a thumbnail of us doing this?
A little SEO business there.
And had Nalgene pressure on those, brand advocacy.
Well, if it gets to be one of the most popular YouTube videos, surely YouTube would become aware of it. It's like a Trojan horse content.
Okay. Now we have. This is all site number stuff has got to go. Roaming. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter.
Big Hank really asking the important question. But if you do this, how will I find out where single women are in my area? Oh, it's killer. That's good humor. It's good humor, which is refreshing.
Not common on this here stream.
Oh, man.
All right.
If you've been sitting there like me
Yeah, I need to take a
for an hour or
drink as
two,
well.
I'm parched. Got focused. Don't forget to hydrate, really. It'll make your life
Really?
Really. It'll make your life better. Sort of like eating a fresh bowl of overnight oats every morning.
Shannon went to Cava the other day. You always see Cava come up. She said it was fantastic. So it's like Chipotle, but Mediterranean.
That's what my brother says.
He said the same thing?
The other
That
day-
exact thing?
Did you say kava is
Kava?
another language for champagne?
I always
Or
thought
bubbles?
it was, but I don't know that that's true.
Bubbles? What language?
Uh,
Mediterranean.
Italian, cava. It's cava about being alley. Cava. Maybe it isn't even a word. I mean, this is all made up.
Kava means wine cellar in Greek.
There you go. Greek is what I mean.
But more than that, kava is all about celebrating good vibes, thoughtfulness, and the distinct spirit that we put out into the world with our restaurants and brand. Oh, that's on their epic.
Merriam-Webster really going in the tank.
Wine cellar. I thought it was like culturally, kava means wine cellar, but it also has this like, it's a word we use. But no, how about that as a brand? It's like, let's just choose a word from a different language that means something.
What is the root of covenant? Where did that word come from? Probably Hebrew?
Covenant. Let's see.
Give me the origin, the etymological origin. You got me talking. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Etymology. From Middle English, covenant, borrowed from Old French covenant, agreement. From Latin, conveniens, etc., etc. Present participle, convenio.
So it just means agreement. So our mission statement or about page should be, we have an agreement with our customers.
That was the first about page.
We're great. Or I guess that was in the agreement we would make. We're great is not an agreement.
We're great. Now we refuse to settle.
We refuse to settle. We'll give you the best experience. Low prices and fast shipping, Zach.
Nope.
That's our agreement.
No, our covenant is that we will not rest until...
This covenant is a lot about us.
Yeah.
What about the other piece of that covenant?
Well, they're the beneficiaries of the covenant.
Indirectly,
Also-
I suppose.
Or directly.
Or directly. Low prices and fast shipping is a covenant we can all get behind.
That's true. But what about free web videos
I don't know.
of old dead games? Right?
You're so just conceptually out there. I'm looking for fundies.
Our covenant is that we deliver.
We promise we will always...
Here's a good question. Question of the day. If you're watching...
Quad.
Quad. If you're watching this...
Why?
Well, That's a good question. That's one way to take it.
What's up, Aristocat?
But what is something you always expect from an interaction with us? That's why Aristocrat.
Aristocat's got the idea.
Yeah, the vibe, the kava vibe.
The kava.
Celebrating good times.
He's got the kava. Exert 2 minion, turn that from your supporter to a minion, skirmishing, exhaust that minion. That's good. Zach, what I don't understand about these fortifications is why in the world they're good.
Because you play them and they stay in play until you want to use them.
And then suddenly it's like I could just stack up a bunch of stuff and get myself out of a problematic situation.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be in hand. So you build them and then you probably have a push at the end where you're just unstoppable because you have all these effects you can mitigate me with.
Oh, yeah. This is all good. This is all very good stuff.
Aristocat saying that we are so funny. Frank asking if I already finished my deck. I did. Yeah. But I was quiet. So Steven not only every time builds an entirely new deck, which is hard.
Well, not every time, but I was just displeased with the last one.
Yeah. Which I'm not going to chicken and egg that scenario. but
yeah, I don't. There's only one faction that gets good cards, and you play it. That's what happens.
That's not true. Anyways,
I'm gonna do these fortifications. Done. And then Great Gate, make a companion strength +2. You can spot 2, exert a minion that companion is given. These are all gonna work together really well. This is all good. Okay.
I believe. So Steven's actually building a deck. He also is talking.
Steven is actually building a deck.
We
promise.
Well, that's the covenant. He's also talking through what he's doing. You'll notice as I deck build, I was not talking.
You didn't have to actually deck build. You were tweaking.
I was tweaking.
Oh boy.
Big Hank, is he actually building a deck?
We can't be certain, can we?
Oh man, some say Steven is still building a deck.
I build from everything that might happen down rather than everything that should happen up. I think that's a fair way to put it.
And I took the deck I spent a lot of time thinking about last time, laid out the cards, pull all the new cards I might actually play out. I was like, dude, these replace, are they better than these, any of these? And I said, yes, 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 no, 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 yes, no, yes, no. Done. So, easy.
Yeah, easy peasy. Okay, well, the good news on this is that I have my mini theme here. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
How many are you aiming for?
20 is the fortification kind of stack.
Can I see it?
Yeah, so I'll probably do, what, 40 total? What do we? How many do we run on each side?
I think you have to run 35.
Or is it 30? No one would choose 35. Why would anybody do that? They just said 35?
That's the question you're asking about this game? This is where it breaks?
35 on
Sure.
each side specifically. Surely it's a 60 card deck, right? And then you can do more if you want.
Maybe. That might be right. Yeah. Let's just look. You know what I mean? Oh, missing. Alright, let's look at deck building. Let's see if they use it as one word or
It's
two
got
words.
to be 30, by the way.
Does it bother you when you can build a deck with a minimum amount of cards that doesn't evenly distribute into the quantities of each card you can have?
Yeah, it's not great. You should never do that, right? It's like if you can have 30 cards and 4 of, then it's like, how many 4s go into 30? Zach, 7.5. It's wrong.
According to Arkham Ring, 30.
Okay.
Yeah. But you almost never run 4 of any given character.
Yeah.
Like you don't run 4 copies of Aragorn. So it's less bad.
I'm going to do like 36.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, there you go. That's clearly why it's working.
Well, I also have a fair number of cards that discard, like discard 3 cards from hand to get an effect. To filter.
Mm-hmm.
So last time I was not super far from running out of deck, and that made me a little nervous. 30 is the minimum for Arkham Ring. Frank saying, poor Steven. Zach, your deck last time was already crazy. Well, I feel like I should have lost last time,
We always should lose.
to be honest. Machinambra. Things exist in equilibrium. For every word Steven thinks out loud, he steals one from Zach.
Can one think out loud? Here, we're going to do fundies.
Big Hank has a... I'll answer this question. You ignore me. Like normal. Is this the kind of game you want to shore up weaknesses or enhance your strengths? So personally, I think reinforcing strength. There are some fundamental things you probably need to have, but it's like having some archers doesn't really change the math too much. Synergy is humongous in this game. Like, you can create some really powerful board states and combinations of things that are really hard for your opponent to deal with on both sides of the fence. And so I think really focusing on that is more important than just being good at everything.
Where did the stuff I gave you go?
This Gondor stack?
Is that what it is?
Ish.
That's long ago. The stuff that you were looking at, that was all the fortifications.
Oh, it's right here.
Okay.
The good stack. You're like, oh no.
I don't want that trash.
I can't restart. I just shuffle it into these Gondor cards.
Okay, this is also needs to go in that stack.
Cool.
It's a good one.
Gondor still stands.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh wow.
And then this is not a fortification somehow. Discard from hand. This is still interesting. And
you know what's really cool about these fortifications, I think? Is during the maneuver phase, you can do the thing to attach them. Cool. But then these knights that discard them, you can wait till they resolve and then get value out of them. So good.
yeah, that's what we're going to try to do. That's what we're gonna try to do, man.
Oh wow. 4th level's dope.
Yeah, it's the right level.
Oh, 5th level's not bad either. What about the 6th level?
Yeah, all the, but what about 6th levels?
It's like that Vince McMahon meme. It's like 1st level, 2nd level. Make that meme. Is there a 7th level? There's got to be a 7th level. You don't just stop at the 6th level.
Do any of these cards?
Oh. 6th level's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, these are the cards I'm running.
That's wild.
It's good. It's the regroup phase.
Yeah.
Read it. What does it do?
You can exert a Gondor man to play a Gondor fortification from your discard pile.
Yeah. Give you some Twilight, take a damage, and play 5th level.
Do you have to pay for it?
Yeah, you gotta play, right? Okay, these are all cards I don't
What
need.
have I been doing?
See, like we're cutting down real nice.
Yeah, you'll get there. Just
Okay.
gotta keep your eyes open.
So now let's look at our companions. We play. Who do we start with? And do we splash at all?
Denethor seems really powerful.
Yeah. Do we have another 2 costs? We could do Denethor plus a knight. That's all we've got. Those are our options.
It's a
So
shame.
I feel like we need a better, like maybe Denethor Gandalf could be interesting.
Just the body.
The
that
power
kick some heat.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, are there any Gandalf cards that kind of synergize with the knight?
That's what we're looking for.
Business. Look at us. We're deck building.
Well, you cannot spot 3 companions, so that's not good.
Big Hank, I'm guessing Mount Doom is the last set. Yeah, it's the last set of the Return of the King block. After this week, we'll be playing with our Return of the King block decks next week. And then the streams after that, we're going to be opening Reflections, which is like highlights from the first several sets.
Tell me, why would you ever not respond to Gandalf Manager of Wizards by doing the same thing on the shadow side? Is it because they're like fellowship cards you want to play, I guess?
Well, you draw them at the end of the turn anyway.
Right.
So the reason that you would not respond
Calculating.
is what if they don't have 3 cards to use?
Okay, so you played 6 cards during
Well,
your
it's like
shadow
you can
phase.
trigger this twice.
Mm,
It's like you can have a full hand, and then you can at some point.
It's a convenient way to lose initiative for Hardy Garrison.
Yes, that's a thing too. But yeah, I mean, it's also, I mean, how many cards do I actually have in hand? Like if I play 4 cards as the shadow player, and I have cards I actually want to play against you, and suddenly you're like, well, you can put 3 of them on top.
Dude, sharpen your swords. It's right there in front of us.
Boom, roasted. But yeah, the Manager of Wizards is not super great.
Just generally, but look, it can trigger Hardy Garrison.
That is good.
But you can't start with him. Where's the Gandalf I can start with? Is he already in the pile somewhere?
You ship them?
Where I may have shipped Gandalf.
You need a 1-strength Gandalf?
No. I think I know which Gandalf I need.
There's one that's -2 when you start with them.
Yeah.
You'll just keep your eyes open. You want to hand me your deck? I can look and see if he's in there.
What deck? This one?
Yeah.
No, I actually know where he is. I think he's over here. Nope. Strikeout. Wait, is he over here?
Nailed it.
Nope, certainly isn't.
This Gandalf right here.
Is that it? Yeah, the one in the sleeve for sure.
And you know what? His subtitle is Leader of Men.
Oh, well, then we'll start him with men. Well, I mean, we should just, yeah, that writes the book, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've got all these, look. Yeah.
Place a card from your discard pile on top of your draw deck. I mean, see, these are good cards, actually. Screen Machine for each Gandalf. I can't spot Gandalf segments. Healing Unbound Hobbit. So they kind of make Gandalf to play with everybody, I guess, is the idea, yeah.
He is versatile in that way. I think each cycle's Gandalf's kind of leaning. This is leaning Gondor because that's what he was doing.
Oof. Steer from the Fire is excellent, always. That card is busted. I'm sure it got crazy. Here's for each Twilight token you spot.
Dude, get rid of your little starting, like a little baby knight you play with Denethor for free.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go search for 3 Gondor cards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's proper.
That's TCG magic right there.
Skirmishing, spot -1. We don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Not assign spot, Shadowfax, reserve to have Gandalf replace. It's kind of interesting. That's also still interesting. I wish we had more of those sharpen your swords cards, man.
We only have 1?
1.
It's uncommon.
Well, it's very uncommon.
It's very uncommon.
Yeah.
It could have been a little more common for my taste.
That's at every turn. I just keep getting bamboozled. Now, see, we're getting somewhere. See, this is manager wizard cards right there. That Twilight cost -2.
I love the quote on this Sharpen Your Swords card. Courage will now be your best defense against the storm that is at hand.
That's right. Okay.
Preston coming in with the T. Manager Wizards is great for elves who like elf decks on top of their deck.
Yeah, they'll put the events up there, yeah.
That makes so much sense. Lose initiative, trigger effect. Have elves out, discard a card. Oh, it's an elf card, trigger an effect. That's gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Each time Gandalf wins a skirmish, exert him to draw 2 cards. I don't think we need that. Okay, so see if there's any other cards in here that are worth having. I think
you gotta play Treebeard. Just kidding.
I think like Gathering Wind is in the stack.
You also had some Gandalf cards in your deck last time.
Mm-hmm. And we may not have much actually many Gandalf cards in the deck because we need to work on our fortification synergies. Okay. We've got nope. If I have initiative, that could be good. Wizard staff, you probably need one of those. Yeah, sure. Okay, also good. And let's put Shadowfax in there. Sharpen your swords, gotta go in. What do you think about Intimidate?
It's okay.
It's very okay, isn't it? It's just very okay. And then I'm gonna do a little fast moving stuff, and then I'm gonna call it good on Gandalf cards. Exert your wizard, choose a number. Yeah. So let's just do a couple of Gathering Winds.
Yeah,
and
these are okay.
Do a staff, a Shadowfax, a Sharpen, a Surprise, Bamboozler, and we're gonna call that good.
Someone's saying the Elrond Gandalf is like a crazy combo. Let me look at Elrond.
It's just a game of combo decks. That's why I get so confused. I'm supposed to be building some crazy combo deck.
Do you have that Elrond that we have in somewhere?
Somewhere in the elf stack.
It costs 4 though. Cool. And you have spot enough to play them. Yeah, if you get those going, that would be very good. You reveal at the start of each skirmish you reveal with Elrond, you reveal an elf top card of your deck. If it's an elf card, you can heal someone.
Okay, we're gonna start sleeving.
Even sleeving.
It's time. That's right. Even sleeving. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Sleeving Steven. Could be a whole segment.
We got
it's like Steven rants while he's sleeving cards for something. Sleeving Steven, episode 1.
Who put the ring on Frodo?
I had a.
How we are of all of them.
So I was playing. This I know this will surprise you. Last night I was playing Flesh and Blood, Testing for Worlds. Great.
Interesting.
But I was playing against Michael Fay.
Mm-hmm.
One, he's a great dude and hilarious.
That's good.
But he was trying to learn, like he was trying to play the Icelander deck that Michael Hamilton played at Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
And so every time we're in the middle of playing, and he like had a question for Michael, he would pause, and then you would hear, "Dear Michael," and I would just hear clicking, and it reminds me of the Jimmy Fallon where he's like writing those letters every time.
Thank you notes or whatever.
And I thought it'd be very funny if Michael Fang did a YouTube series that was Dear Michael.
It would be good.
It was Michael Fang writing letters to Michael Hamilton.
It'd be so good.
And it's like, "Dear Michael, how do you get more value out of every card than anyone else on Earth?" And like, it was a whole thing. So now I can't not. If I have a question for Michael Hamilton, it's like, "Dear Michael." So funny.
Okay, on those fortification cards that we have, where did those go?
The stack in front of you?
These. All right, we should.
Where did those go?
Let's look at our companion stack first. How many companions are we supposed to have?
You can only ever have played 9.
But how many? Like how many do you have?
Probably 11 or 12.
Okay, so we've got. Is that including Frodo?
No. Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
Very confident.
Should we play King Aragorn or Knight Aragorn?
Knight Aragorn.
Yeah, correct. That was a test.
Yeah, this is not the fluff town. This
okay,
is
1, 2, 3,
pure
4, 5,
value.
6. How many of these Knight of Dol Amroth do we play? All of them? I like that.
Okay.
They're the only knights we've got. Are there any other knights?
Just reading through these Hobbit cards to make sure there's nothing there you should definitely play.
Yeah, just make sure. Discard.
You want a lot of knights because Denethor's power triggers, but you have like some heaters.
All right, let's just get these knights out here. Okay. So we have how many characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 14, 13. You said 12? 12. 12.
Yeah, it's a good number.
12. We have 12. That's the right number of knights. Boom. And there they all are. Okay. Now we're going to play some fortifications. Zach, we'll play some fortifications. You hip to that? Is that cool?
Got to fortify.
We got to find out. Okay, get these out of here.
We're in the delirious stage.
I haven't even started on the other side. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go home. We gotta go home.
It's a nightmare.
It's just we gotta figure it out, and I'll figure it out on my own time. Exarted Gondor man, spot a knight, transfer this condition splitter to a minion. Is that what we want to do? Yes, we want to give minions minus
You need
1.
all the fortifications.
All of them.
Literally all of them, because you have all these abilities that I'm sure are relevant.
No, I'm not. There's really none. Almost none.
Surely.
You'd be surprised. Isn't it amazing?
Maybe you don't need the fortifications.
Maybe I don't.
Oh my goodness.
What am I doing then?
Well,
what's the point of these? Why are these here?
Denethor plays cheap knights.
Is that the name of the deck?
No, it's got to be like hotels.com. Like 10th night's free.
Knights.com. Why are we playing the fortifications? They're not good. What makes them good?
Well, usually you have events that trigger off of it. So like they have their effect, plus you get this benefit, plus you get something else.
All of them say spot 3 knights to do something, spot 2 knights to do something. So they're it's knight stuff.
Yeah, but are
spot
the effects
3
good?
knights to transfer this condition.
Are the effects of them good?
Well, yeah. -1 strength for each fortification I can spot. That's how you win battles, is you lower
Yeah, it's
their
pretty
strength.
powerful, yeah.
All right, we're sleeving them all up.
Let's just get them on the table and see how it feels.
Just, right up the flagpole.
Even sleeping. Oh my goodness, what is happening?
It's that Thursday delirium, man.
Yeah. What we do? Oh, I think it was that sorcerer game yesterday. Took it out of you.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can't do anything about this.
Yeah, just feeling trapped.
Okay, well that's the whole deck there, if that's what it is.
All right, the half deck. You need to fuse it with the other side.
It's gonna be so bad.
Are you? The deck's gonna be bad.
Of course, it's gonna be bad. We've looked at it and been like, why are we doing any of this? I mean, have you ever considered that if you don't have an answer to that question, it's not going to be good?
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people I know that could ask that question of their entire existence.
Let's look at this.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at what we can do. Let's talk about what's good about it. Let's not focus on the downsides.
Okay, I like this positive, Steven.
All right, first level, you play it for 1, and then it sits there. And then at any point, you can give something -1 during the maneuver phase.
And you have to take a damage to do that.
No, spot a knight. You can spot a knight or exert a man. You got to spot a knight.
Oh, okay.
So just find a knight -1.
I like that.
So it's a permanent onboard -1.
Yep.
Then we got the second level. Exert a man to play a fortification from your discard. So you can keep bringing them back from the discard pile for the price of 1 health.
Okay. That's the 6th level.
This is the 6th level, yeah, sorry.
I was like,
This is the last level. So the 4th level is where your bread's buttered. Spot 3 knights, transfer it to a minion skirmishing a man, exhaust that minion, and it gets -1.
Down
all
to
of
1
its
health.
Down to 1 health. Yeah.
So that's really good with your horses, wherever they went.
At what horses?
These.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Because if you have someone that's going to definitely win a skirmish,
Yeah.
you exhaust something else,
Yeah.
you win the skirmish, the horse kills the thing.
That's right. The horse specifically kills the thing. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So that's interesting, but you're not playing the horses.
Well, I mean, there are knights mounts here, but that's what we need to be playing, right? I'll be playing those.
If you're going to keep looping the 4th level, you should be able to... You don't have to fight the thing that happens to.
Yeah.
Like if I throw out a weaker minion, you can imagine too against some of the decks. It's like if you can have a big bad character beat a little tiny character with that card, you just take something off the board. That's powerful. And then you have the 6th level that loops it.
This is how we call it. We call this power. So it might be just 4th level and 6th level are the only ones that we play.
Yeah.
5th level is bear a strength -1 for each fortification you can spot.
That can also be very good.
That can be exciting.
But you have to have a lot of those fortifications rolling.
I feel like you'd have to go hard.
Yeah.
So let's go 2 6th levels because you really only need 1 out to play 1 from your discard pile. We're not looping that hard.
Yeah, I like that. Now we're getting into reasonable territory.
And then do we keep just the basic 1st level, give something -1? Or do we just say 4th level and 6th level is our 6 fortifications? This is what we're doing. We're exhausting and giving -1, and then we're looping that back in.
Part of the point of getting all the knights is you need 3 out for this to work. So I like that a lot. Yeah. Okay. And then you get some extra space. Because those mounts are really important.
Now, we do have Greatest Stronghold. Spot 3 fortifications and exert a man to make the Fellowship Archery total +2.
That card's great.
That's great. Can I ever spot 3 fortifications? Sometimes.
I think you will.
Okay. And then Gondor still stands. Spot 3 Gondor companions while no opponent controls the site. Wound a minion at the start of each regroup phase.
That can also be very good. Because if you exhaust something, even if you can't get it here, at the end of the thing, you regroup, you take care of the minion, and then you move on.
Done. Understood. Okay. We recover. How many slots? 6. 5. 6. And these 6 slots look at Great Gate as well. Don't sleep on Great Gate.
What's the Great Gate?
Make a companion strength +2, and if you can spot 2 fortifications, exert a minion that companion is skirmishing. So +2 and wound the thing they're fighting. So is 6 fortifications enough for this to reliably exist at spot a few fortifications, 2-ish?
I feel like you can you probably either want to lean a little heavier into fortifications or not.
Yeah, so, or just cut like Great Gate, probably.
Yep. Yeah, which I think is a fine thing to do.
It's a fine thing to do. Let's get out of here.
And do you have, let me see, I may have sniped something from you that you could use.
And then we're going to add some mounts.
I like the mounts.
And honestly, I think we're going to add some Knights Spears. But we are lacking in like oopsie events, like you know, like I'm surprising you.
Like I'm getting strength that you didn't know I was going to get.
Yeah.
That's where you might want the fortification that is -1 for each fortification.
Yeah, the
Maybe
big
not.
one. Yeah, basically, is he gonna do it or not? Yeah. Check out support of the city. You should check that out. To make a companion one, remove it to Denethor. Do we have Denethor, Faramir, Aragorn?
So
This is worth having as well,
yeah.
probably. Noble
The
leader.
thing I don't like about Support of the City is that if you use the Denethor Fellowship action to get the -2, you're not getting this.
It's out of here.
So I think you already have your discount thing unlocked.
Okay, great.
This is great.
Yeah, Noble Leader is good. We're going to put that in. I like Knight Spear, just a 1 for +2. And then if you can spot 2, or if you can't spot 2 threats, you can add 1 to give strength +1.
Yeah, I
You
like
can
that a
remove
lot.
threats with these guys. Clear. Do we need 4 mounts?
You have tons of knights. That's a great upgrade, right?
Yeah, so just mount everybody, everything, etc. And then into the game.
Yeah, because it just wounds things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like check out Imrahil. To play spot a knight, each time Imrahil wins a skirmish, you may exert 2 minions. So if you can win a skirmish with Imrahil, exert 2 things, trigger this, wound something. It's like you can clean up on L9. Quite.
Yeah. And then Arkham saying successfully Arkham Ring. If you get Hardy Garrison back in, you can kill something right after you exhaust it with 4th level. The problem is they don't have a reliable way to lose initiative. I have literally no events in the deck. Nothing I can play out of hand. So the timing of that is tough. I feel like that's almost a different direction. I feel like I would need like a bunch of hand weapons and dagger strikes.
This Gondorian sword is probably what you're looking for.
Ooh.
Let me see.
Ooh, yeah, that could get some play there.
Because you discard to get 3 to get +1 damage, but then that is also what lets you lose initiative.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's only one of them.
Classic.
What is it? Uncommon. Man, that set 7 was brutal.
Boy, they were very uncommon to us, weren't they?
Let me make sure it's not in my deck, because it would just make sense if it were. There's also technically... No, that's wrong. That was discard 3.
It's game over, man. It's game over.
This might be good in my deck.
So happy for you.
No, it's not. I don't have the min. The min.
I don't know. Great Gate is getting more interesting as an event. Also, Duty of 2 is an interesting event.
What's it do?
Into the Game is an interesting event. So into the game, an exhausted Gondor companion, strength +2. If they win the skirmish, heal them or make them damage +1. Out of hand, 0, +2 to something that's exhausted. Suddenly it wins. The horse triggers. It hits this thing over here. It can get damage +1 to kill, or it can heal up just to get unexhausted. Something. Duty of 2, add 3 threats to heal all companions, all Gondor companions.
Once.
Yeah, so send it all down the line. It's fine. Great Gate, though, +2, and then 2 fortifications exerts the minion that they're skirmishing.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe that and maybe another fortification or 2. Just stick to the plan here.
Party.
Stick to the plan. Yeah. And then we'll need to cut from... I honestly think...
Also worth noting, there's this location 3 called Base of the Mendoluin. If you can't spot 2 threats, add a threat to play fortification from your draw deck.
Oh, good.
So if you're not going first, then you're going to get a tutor at location 3 for like 6th level or something if you need that.
Good. All right, we'll do a little Great Gate action. I think we're done. Do all these Gandalf cards make sense? Each minion skirmishing Gandalf must exert, add a threat to make Gandalf strength +1. Exert twice, the Withered Staff. Should we do the spot Gandalf, place a companion in the dead pile, take 3 cards from their culture into the draw deck?
I mean, that seems really powerful.
Yeah.
Like you have these little knights that you play for free with Denethor, and then you can
I don't think I need this.
get rid of it
Get rid of that.
to go get 3 Gondor cards.
Yeah. Seems good. And then we can go 3 mounts. And then, yeah, we'll just keep recurring 4th level. And that'll be it. That will be it. We'll call it a deck. It'll be done.
What were you doing over here?
What are those cards?
Oh, it's the Shelob. You were on Sauron Orcs and
That's all the
Shelob?
spiders, Sauron stuff, yeah.
Which we got some support for. I don't know if you want to look into it now or not. Or on your own time. Let me just look.
No pinning, wounded minion at the start of each trigger phase. Yeah, that's just good. That's just good.
Where are they?
All right. We got some light Gandalf support.
There they are.
We got Frodo with the ring. Frodo Hillo got the Dillo. Gondorian Captain. Knight's Mount.
You had to work through that one.
My gosh. Impossible.
I could feel it.
Ah!
How's your brain feel?
Tired.
Yeah.
Can you just build me a dark side?
I mean, you have... I felt like your dark side was working to an extent.
Shelob was Shelobin.
And, like, there's only a handful of actual new cards. Now, if you wanted to consider the Sauron stuff, that's a whole...
That's a whole vibe.
Vibe.
That's a whole vibe.
It's a whole vibe. I'll let you vibe or not.
I think we just get out of here.
Yeah, he's done.
Get out of here. Think about it a little bit.
All right, Gondor.
You know what? I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna put a few these 5th levels in. They could actually make a big difference.
The -1 for every fortification. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give ourselves a little bit more support, and we're gonna cut this.
Oh, and you know what? Your whole site path plan might change
This.
because you're on a different wavelength.
Yeah, the site path will probably change. Shadowfax. Each minion has to exert. Add a threat to make game off. That's pretty good. Let's cut 1 mount.
Oh no! I think I just shuffled my locate. Oh, they're there. Nope. Oh no!
And then...
I was
you just don't have any slots, do you?
I was looking at all the locations and I was like,
Just add some.
these seem like all the things I was running because they were, but I just shuffled them into the all the
I'm
locations.
just going to add them. That's what you should do, right? If you can't make up your mind, just add them.
There it is. Just leave it up.
Up and at them.
Just trying to look for locations that might say fortification.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing to do. I have no idea what these sleeves even are. It's purple? No. It's so weird. Okay. Well, maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll make the hard cuts. 1, 2. Does Frodo count? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 33. I can add 2 slots, go to 35. Let's just call that a thing. Arkham Ring asking, you will be playing these decks when? Playing these decks next week.
Thursday.
Next Thursday.
1:30 p.m. Central Time. Really, we'll play around 2 p.m. Central Time after we goof off for 30 minutes.
Of course.
I meant not goof off. Engage in genuine conversation with each other and everyone out there at home.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know how to say that screen name. Fr McLeod. What is solo play like for this game? I have no idea.
You ever tried it?
Never played this solo. Could you?
I suspect you could. You could do anything solo, right?
Like I was gonna say, you could play your good guy cards versus your bad guy cards from the same, but it would be like very. If you have a good guy hand, you won't have any bad guy cards.
Yeah, true.
So, don't know how that works.
Okay, we're done. We got a 4th level, we got a 5th level, and we've got...
Preston saying rank and file plus all Sauron minions, easy deck. What's rank and file? Let's see what that looks like.
Yeah, and do we have it?
It's from this set?
Yeah. It's a shadow condition. It has like all the orcs lined up at Minas and all that.
Let's find it. Window of the Eye. Rank and file. Each time a Roman Sauron minion takes a wound, you may add a token here. Regroup, exert an Uruk-hai, or discard a Sauron minion to add a token here. Skirmish. Remove 2 tokens from here to make a Sauron minion strength +2. Yeah, I see how that could work.
Yeah, easy.
Stack up big tokens and then get a whole bunch of pluses at the end of the game.
Yeah, I can also just play this again and
totally
make light cuts.
That's what I was saying. Is like this is the new cards for some of that stuff.
Yeah.
You could also look through here for anything that actually helps you. I feel like Steven feels right now like Frodo does in the screenshot from The Ring Is Mine.
Oh, yeah, like this is a good card. This is a good card. Oh, man, that's so funny.
Machinabra saying McLeod, like Highlander. All right, McLeod.
Final strike. Any sight 9 is a mountain. Fellowship of that play calling for discard.
Meanwhile, this is how I feel. Advanced regular. Fill this guy up. There he is.
Yeah, dude, just cruising. There's only 4 cards worth having here.
All right. My response is Gorgoroth Keeper.
It's a whole new segment. That's pretty good.
So good. So good.
Why did I have this in here? What was that doing there?
I don't know.
Why are these cards here?
Do you ever
I don't understand.
Do you ever start connecting the dots on why you were winning something?
What is happening?
Randomly and suddenly, but no, not related to anything.
What even is this, honestly?
It was a fever dream. We'll look back 20 years from now.
I have no idea what was going on here. Spot your orc or golem and you stack that with it. Yeah, you know. Huh. Okay. Well.
Yeah, I think you were just playing those minions.
Well, that's true.
Man, if you look to see who would benefit.
This. Okay, we just swapped this golem for this golem.
I mean, you can play both. They go away each turn, right?
Yeah, but you also have stuff that like searches them out of your discard pile constantly. And then you play the larders, discard an orc from hand, and then you add a token. Yeah. So we discard orcs from hand. I see how all of this worked. I mean, it was working pretty okay.
Yeah, it was good. We got a new spider. There's this. Look at this stack. We have more of these Sauron orcs from this set.
That's crazy.
Than elf cards from the cycle.
To add a...
And more than the Rohan cards, more than the dwarf cards. Like, this is a chunky stack of cards.
Okay, here we go. We just throw a new Malice. Shelob. And then we put a new Shelob in here. Is she good?
She's got all the stats, man.
Enduring Fierce. When you play, if you can spot Golem, you may spot a companion. They can't be assigned. So she's just good, right?
Yeah.
So we've got the Last Child, we've got the Eater of Light, and we've got some webs and stuff.
Frank's saying, Steven, the idea was stacking orcs on a card to make the spider better.
Yeah. And we're still doing that.
And there's a ton of new orcs here. I don't know what the stat lines you were looking for, like just cheap orcs. Let me see if there's any one costers.
Yeah, this is good. So just big spiders. Big spiders and small orcs. Yeah, give me any orcs like that are gonna be great.
There's a ton.
Because you've got Shelob, you can spot Golem, you spot a companion, they can't be assigned. You've got no weirdness here.
Oh, look at this guy. The Mordor Fiend. He costs 3. His site location is 6, so he costs 5.
Okay.
But if you can't spot another minion, and there are 3 or fewer Twilight tokens, you add 3. Or if he's roaming, 5. So early you can play him for 5 and gain 5 back.
Ooh, that's really good. Let's consider him. You can spot. Didn't Spider Poison, wasn't that useless?
It felt like it, yeah.
Transfer to a companion. Compares assigned to a skirmish. No, it's good. It's just doesn't work on ghosts.
Oh.
So stupid.
That's a shame. It's a crying shame.
So
You hear me?
dumb. Why?
Yeah. I do feel like, you know, obviously I didn't design it, but I have a tendency to find the factions that just like step around things like
Say
that.
no.
They don't say no. Your cards say they don't work on this kind of thing, right?
Well, no, you just can't be damaged.
Sounds good to me.
So yeah, none of the cards in any deck work
I mean, it
at
sounds
that point.
good. Why wouldn't we play that card?
Okay, I see what I was doing here. Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. What I did realize is I only need so many webs, like really only 1. But we could do 2 maybe. And we only need so much spider poison, like maybe only 2 or 1.
Just a touch.
Yeah, we only need the 1 larder. So we basically just build a spider. Do you have anything over there that adds threats in the new stack?
That's a different cue.
Or the golem stack. I'll also need to look in the golem stack
Yeah,
too.
there's
So
a
it
golem
has
stack.
threats there. An artifact? What's an artifact? This is the ring.
Mm-hmm.
People spam add a burden to burn this assign golem. Discard a possession. Discard this condition. Okay. Assign golem to companion bearing an artifact. Okay, so I can just like come after Frodo basically. That's cool. Discard pile of hand to spin the card phase. Begin a skirmish phase. One column. Resume the suspended phase. Okay. Got it.
I've seen nothing about. You want to add threats?
Yeah, I want you to have threats, basically, if possible. And bear must be a man. Okay. And this has got to go in. Throw it into the fire. Man, all these cards are good. It's crazy. They really made it tough.
Mr. Omidrin. I was playing this game when I was a teenager. Elves and Nazguls.
It's classic.
That's where I started. Not with the Elves and Nazguls, but as a teenager.
Discard to make a Gondor companion strength +1. Yeah, we're out. 2 conditional.
I'm not finding anything on the threat scale.
Okay.
But I did find these 2 cost guys, just in case you want cheap dudes.
Yeah,
And
I just want good stuff.
This is the guy who's 9 strength and basically gets you your Twilight back if he's your first minion and he's roaming. So for the first 6 sites, or first 5 sites, But then even at 6, he's 3. And if he's your first minion, and you have 3 or less, then you add 3 back. So that's
Basically free.
Mr. Omidrin, this game is not still printing. So this is a throwback series. We've been doing box by box for the first 10 sets. We're on set 9 of 10 of our sets. And they stopped making this a long time ago.
Okay, I've got 4 slots.
Preston saying, there's so many orcs in this set. Can you imagine being in the art department and realizing how many orc faces they were going to have to find?
Totally. If you cannot spot another minion, and there are 3 or fewer Twilight tokens. Oh. So it would have to be like low Twilight.
Yeah, either low Twilight or if you have things that you're playing that aren't minions.
Mm-hmm. But man, like the average is what? Like you might end up with 10, 11 most of the time. So how in the world do you get this to work?
Well, you have to pay 5 for him if he's roaming.
Mm-hmm.
So
you pay 5, so then if there's 8, if you start with 8 or less.
Yeah.
I can try him.
I don't know if he's good or not, but
What are the other things you pulled out here?
these are just the cheapest things I can find.
Nice damage. Find another Urukai.
They're not very good.
They're not very good. Okay. Exert or discard this minion to make each minion you spot roaming. Okay. That's probably a reason for that. 826 damage +1. Now this is just a standard bro.
That's probably the most interesting one.
936. Yeah. Because I got 3 health. It's like really annoying to deal with. Let's put those guys in there.
I think if you can ever get a free minion out, that seems good.
Okay. We did it.
All right.
We're going to do big spiders.
Now, if you really just want to go the distance, you want to look at your location
Yeah, let's
path
just get
real
it
quick?
over. Let's get it done.
I like your alternating words there.
Let's get it over with.
Yeah, let's just. It is finished. It is done. That Frodo meme. Or I guess just give.
And I can run any number of different named Shelobs or just 4 total Shelobs.
You can run 4 total Shelobs, I think.
Is that right? Named Shelobs?
I think because the Shelob is the unique part of the name.
Well, that does stand to reason. How do I... Oh, right, because I'm supposed to put it on... the... Although I had way more than that last time.
More than what?
I had 5 Shelobs in here last time.
Oh, luckily I won. Otherwise, it'd be a big old.
Well,
fat,
didn't we get a ruling on that?
Jason, like I know you know. I know you know you know. You know. You don't
Yeah,
know
see,
this business.
this was a complete waste of time. And... Yes, this was a complete waste of time.
That's definitely what you learn. Even just with one game, like, that's what I did when I made my cuts this time. It was just like, which cards just weren't useful.
The real player must take on this chain until the regular phrase are out of burden. Yeah, so like that's annoying, right? I don't know. We haven't gotten to a place where burdens matter yet.
I think you need very constructed decks for that to matter.
Yeah.
Jason's saying 4 Shelobs total.
Okay. And then, all right, let's look at what's our...
Here's your current site path.
I'm sure a freaking work of art.
Let's go with your location 1.
Location 1. Spot Gandalf, add 2 threat. Each player may draw a card.
Your
really?
options, what is the name of it?
Isengard Ruined.
Yeah. You can either have that, or you can spot a dwarf to play a condition from your draw deck.
Nope.
Or, when the Fellowship moves from here, you may spot 3 hobbits to remove 2 threat.
None of that matters.
Right,
May as well do the one that matters.
Number 2.
Number 2, West Road. If the shadow has initiative, the shadow number on the site is +3.
You could play Rohirrim Camp. If the shadow has initiative, minions are not roaming. Seems good for all your high.
Yeah, it's great. Done. Next up.
Number 3. What's your third?
Third is Tower of Ectelion. If you cannot spot 3 threats, add 3 threats to make the move limit for this turn +1.
You could play a base of Mendolun. Anyways, if you cannot spot 2 threats, add a threat to play a fortification from your draw deck.
Easy. Number 4, we have Pelennor Plains. Spot your minion and remove 3 burdens to make the minion archery total +3.
You could instead exert a minion and remove a burden to make 3 people's player discard a condition.
Mm-hmm.
Or remove 2 burdens to play an enduring minion from your draw deck or discard pile.
That's all the spiders, right?
Don't know.
Is the spider enduring? No. Yes. 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 Let's do that one.
That seems good.
Yeah.
City of the Dead.
City of the Dead. Right. Number 5. Pelennor Flat, at the start of the maneuver phase, must discard his or her hand or add 2 burdens. Free people's player.
You could instead have the Steward's Tome. Wounds cannot be prevented or healed. Burdens cannot be removed. Or a Crashed Gate. At the start of the regroup phase, the Free People's player must add 3 threats or choose an opponent who may take control of a site.
That one. 100%. Is that new?
That is from last set.
How did I miss that one? Oh, because site control doesn't matter.
Yeah, I thought maybe you
I
had
like the
new-
first part of it. Wait, anything else? Anything else I should do?
No, that was it. That was it.
Okay, we'll just add some.
That's
burdens.
how we
That's
missed
fine.
that
That's
one.
fine. Yeah, it's a waste of time. 6. Ministerial's fourth circle of the Fellowship moves from this site during the regroup phase. Heal each Gondor or horse companion. That's going to be a waste of time. Any 6s over there worth having?
What circle?
Minas Tirith, 4th.
So we have 2nd, 3rd, you have 4th, 6th, 7th, 1st. Okay. First circle, if Fellowship moves from this side during the regroup phase, wound each companion. So someone double moves to 7.
Mm-hmm.
The second circle, if the Fellowship, some about a dwarf.
Dwarf,
Okay.
yeah.
Third circle, heal each Hobbit companion.
Yeah.
6th circle, heal each Gondor companion.
There it is.
Well, boom.
Well, boom. Thank you.
It does a little bit play like the Miller's TCG, where Miller's TCG was more this lane, but if you just start stringing together theme, it does a lot of the deck building for it. Miller's is like necessary.
It puts you in a silo that is, this is what happened. Osgiliath Channel, number 7. Spot your minion and 6 companions to make the Free People's player choose to move again. What else you got on side 7?
What's that called?
Osgiliath Channel. It's my favorite channel.
You could play the Ruined Capital. Spot your minion and 6 companions to make the move limit -1 this turn. Or Pelennor Grassland. Exert a minion and spot 6 companions to add a threat. That's really good for enduring minions. Either they have 6 companions is like so penalizing because you can do it multiple times. Exert.
And to add a shadow man.
Galactus saying he wants me to regale everyone by saying all the names in full. It's the main reason he tunes into these streams. Yeah.
Everybody's got a different reason, you know?
Yeah. Some of us don't read well.
8. Morkel Vale. It's just like lightly sad. Some of us aren't very good at reading.
Yeah.
Morkel Vale. Remove 2 threats to make your orcs +3. What else you got?
Nazgul Orcs. We have Northern Ithilien. Remove 2 threats and play Gollum from your discard pile to add 2 burdens.
I think that'll basically do nothing for me.
Crossroads. Spot 2 Raider Men.
I'll do the Golem one, I guess.
You may as well.
No, I've got this one. This one makes orc stuff
All
better.
right,
That's
great,
kind of
great.
cool. Yeah. Finally, number 9, the Dagwood. Dagger Lad. When the Fellowship moves, add 3 threats. That's pretty good.
Or spot 8 burdens to make the ring bearer wear the 1 ring until the regroup phase.
No, yeah, nobody's burdening anybody.
I mark me on the finale stream. I'm gonna try to do a burden strategy.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Can we win a game through burdens?
I like it. That's good.
Moxie.
Boom, Moxie.
Print it on the box.
Why? Okay, there we go. That's the whole point of this. Yeah.
You might think I'm kidding, but I'm proud of you for making it through this stream.
Thank you. Yeah, you know.
About halfway through, I could feel it. I could
Sometimes you gotta
feel
get through.
the drag. And you made it, and I think
made
your
it.
deck is better for it.
It's certainly better.
And next week will be
Is it good?
hopefully watchable.
You know what we need to do next year is just play all the movies through with the card game.
That's right. We'll let's just never stop playing Lord of the
You know
Rings.
what we could do
this year.
instead? We could not stream on Thursdays and tell everyone we're just going to watch Lord of the Rings at the same time. Well, thanks for being here and making it through this fever dream of a stream. This is our last box deck building opening that's not even more insane. You thought this was crazy.
Are we doing reflections though? Why reflect when we've been here the whole time?
You know what would be funny is if we said we were going to do reflections,
I mean,
and then we just never actually open it or do it.
you don't need to reflect if it's present memories. We've
Well-
been doing it currently.
The thing that's appealing to me about it is having the ability to experience what constructed would have actually been like. Because like we've been doing block stuff, and a lot of the block strategies, you get cards that you can't even play because, like here, the elf cards that you were excited about.
Yeah.
Just not even playable.
You can do it.
But
go much more.
I'm not necessarily like looking to build the best deck ever,
Synergistic.
as much as find a concept real quick, like burdens on the shadow side, and then actually try to build a deck that can do it.
All right. Easy.
We can do that forever, though. You know,
Thanks, everybody. Join the Discord, would you?
the 10-box meta.
The 10-box meta. That's right. Yeah. Join the Discord. Come talk to us.
Colin, good to see you.
Anything else you guys say?
I'm tired.
I'm tired. All right. Let's
These
get out of
deck
here.
building streams take it out of me. Thank you so much for being here. If you've watched all the streams, leave a comment. I want to know. Appreciate you for the tenacity and the determination, like Steven, to build his deck, but even more so because if you've made it through, how many hours at this point? What is this? Stream 8 to 17?
17.
This is 17, yeah.
So we're approaching 100 hours of Lord of the Rings TCG.
My gosh. Why?
We love having you here.
Just kidding. Take care, everybody. We'll see you.